What's going on, everybody? Episode number 6 of the Boys in the Big Apple podcast. Sean to my right, Luca down at the bottom. Guys, how you feeling today? I'm going to update the banner, which I'm going to put up in just a second. The Yankees are down 1-0, while the Lakers, as of right now on my stream, are up 28-26. So both New York teams are losing. Sean, well, Luca's ahead of me because he actually has the TV on. Sean, how you doing? Display some thoughts, progress over the week, and then Luca, you do the same.
I'm good. Just it's pretty typical start for the Yankees. You know, they always seem to struggle like the first couple of weeks. So I'm not gonna, freak out like most fans already are with them struggling. They're losing right now, but all in all, Knicks won again last night. So it is what it is. And it's April baseball. Knicks, they picked it up last night. Now let's see if they can take down the crippled Lakers.
Luca?
I'm not overreacting to the Yankees. We all know how they start. They always start bad, and then they eventually progress through the season. I'm not too concerned about them. And the Knicks are playing well right now. They're up 30-28 on the Lakers. As this shot's blocked by Derrick Rose. Big significant.
Alex, I think you got a typo.
You got what?
Alex, I think you got a typo on your banner. You got L-A-K. I think you meant L-A-L.
Luca, keep going.
Yeah, I'm saying that pretty important win for the Knicks Friday night, and they won yesterday as well, as Sean mentioned. Hopefully they continue the trend.
Yeah, obviously.
Oh, I forgot to bring up too, quickly before we get into anything. Where are my wrestling fans at? I want to hear your guys' thoughts on WrestleMania this past weekend. Yes, that is I don't care what anyone says. Over the fact that it's covered by wrestling stuff. It is sports entertainment, so don't let anybody tell you it's not. So, my wrestling fans, tell me what y'all thought of WrestleMania.
Any wrestling fans in the chat are proud, or at least, they're allowed to comment. Anyone else who's like a football fan, NASCAR fan, NBA fan, NFL fan, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow both of these idiots on social media. Follow myself on social media. And make sure you turn that notification button on so you are notified when a video drops or a live stream pops. On Saturday, I don't know what time, I will be live streaming an episode of the Big Blue in the Bronx podcast, something I had put off for about a month, but it is commemorating the year I've been on YouTube, and I'm going to talk about my journey. I'm going to talk about a lot of things that have come across my way and come across in my path to becoming a YouTuber. We are at 173 subscribers. That is all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much. And is that fair? No, it's foul. Anyway, obviously these two have been a part of the journey mainly behind the scenes. The first appearance on this channel actually was the draft live stream, which we'll be doing again this year. A couple of new guests.
Never mind.
Okay.
I thought it was the Yankee game, but
a couple of new guests are expected to, come on this channel. I have been in contact with people. Coming on next week, for those who are Yankee fans, MLB fans, whatever, Patrick Hennessy of Pinstripe. Pinstripe. What am I talking about? Patrick Hennessy of Unhinged New York, Unhinged Yankees. He has a podcast, YouTube channel, owns the whole website. He's going to be on this channel for about 40 minutes next week before his own stream. The Yankees have an off day next week, so do the Knicks. So we are going to be doing a lot of topics on there. Also, I do want to talk to both of you guys about this as I watch this Judge pitch, which Sean will already know. It's a walk because he's about 3 hours ahead of me. Not really. It's kind of a joke. I'm going to try to, put some comedy into this, some entertainment, we'll discuss stupid topics because obviously, sports are sports and we obviously try to talk about it as much as possible, but, might go off the side of things is just like, is cucumber a fruit? Trust me, it was a conversation.
Let's not do this.
If any of you have Alexa at home, just ask if a cucumber is a fruit. Oh my god!
A fruit?
Shut up.
we're gonna get in trouble because someone's gonna take this the wrong way and think that this is gonna turn into a dirty conversation.
It's not going to turn into a dirty conversation. I have the direct merits on it. But over the next couple of weeks, this is not just going to be, just a talk show about sports. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about nothing politics because I don't really do that on my channel. We're going to talk about life. We're going to talk about ranking our cereals or something. We're going to make it fun. Outside of sports, there's a lot to sports, but I want to make it fun also. He almost dropped that. That was right here on his glove. But
I got a good idea
for viewers and stuff like that. Sean,
I got a good idea. Since we all are pretty much, you guys live in New York. Obviously, I will be living here. Let's do a best New York pizza debate from the places we've been to. I like that.
I like that.
Stuff
for our New Yorkers in the chat, for our New Yorkers watching, what is your favorite pizza place in New York City? I'm curious to hear. Mine is Danino's of Staten Island. You cannot beat it.
My favorite is Lenny's, of course. That's in Brooklyn, New York. I'm surprised Potato hasn't shown up, and if he is, well, good. Not good morning over there. I mean, it is. What is it? 1 a.m. over there.
They're 5 hours ahead. It's 1:17.
Yeah. Luca, could you please give me the update for the Knicks in terms of the score?
33-28 Knicks, but just give it a sec because Taj is going to try his second free throw.
Okay. Guys, if you haven't already, comment, ask us some questions in the chat, sports related.
34-28.
I'll start with the first question. I'll start with the first question of the night. How are we feeling about the ending to that Phillies game last night? I know Philly fans we're not, we're just like, how? Like, how? How do you screw up that badly? I really want to know.
I mean, there's been a lot of things over the past few years with Rob Manfred as far as the MLB is concerned. And with that, I say, how do you screw up that badly on replay? First of all, listen, if you don't get the call right on the field, the umpire has to replay it, just the play in his head. But how do you not get that right on replay? I mean, that's
my thing. If
you don't,
it's one thing where if you're not getting it right on the field, that's being an umpire is not an easy job. I'll never say it is. I'll never pretend it is, even though Alex is just magically bad at it.
Okay, that's not true.
When you have replay, that will literally show you how safer out. How do you still get it wrong? That's my question. How? I don't get it. I really was at a loss for words when I was told about it. I didn't see it live. I was watching WrestleMania. I didn't see it live, but when my friend texted me about that, I couldn't believe it. Okay, trivia question. 3 Yankee All-Stars were second-generation MLB players. Who are they? I don't know. No, I just don't get how you make that bad of a mistake.
Apologize for that phone. I'm not really in control of it. Just give me 1 second.
Luca, what do you think about the way that game ended last night?
The call made no sense to me. It not even close to even touch the plate. I don't know, again, how many times you said it. I don't know how you get that wrong on replay.
No.
You have like you have like 70 different camera angles.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And it's not some crazy technology that the MLB doesn't have. You can use 3 different camera angles at once. So
yeah, that's a reason for it.
Sense. And something else we're going to get into, and something else I'll get to probably at the end of the inning or something like that. But I know Sean wants to do his whole rant on blackout restrictions.
Oh, okay. All right. Luca, give context. I think you were the one that
bookmarked the tweet, so let me find it.
Okay.
So
while he's doing that, I want to show. All right, yeah, go ahead.
So Jesse Doherty, who writes for the Nationals with the Washington Post, Obviously, Josh Bell had COVID. He tweeted that Bell was in a quote blackout zone and could only listen to the games, not watch across the last week. Eric Hubbs tweets, Barstool Hubbs, who's a big Yankee fan, MLB players couldn't watch. An MLB player couldn't watch his own team play last week because of how much of a joke the blackout rule is. Fire Manfred.
Real quickly, I just do want to get
All
to
right.
something. Evan Spitzberg says we have to score at some point. This is ridiculous.
We got to get a hit first. We don't even have a hit. They're playing like a spring.
The Yankees have to start hitting. I mean,
Okay. I want to get to Luca's thing because I don't get where people get their information from. It's not just MLB. It's NFL. It's NBA. It's probably soccer. I don't know soccer. Someone fact check me that in the chat if you're a soccer fan. It's NHL. There we go. That is not that is not league decision. That is FCC. No, we don't have a hit. It's through 4 innings we don't have a hit. That is all FCC. The leagues do not control that. Whoever thought that MLB decided to start blackout restrictions, please get your information correctly. Honestly, it's not that hard to comprehend. That is FCC. That's not MLB. That's not NHL. That's not NFL. It's not NBA. That's government. They don't control that. Get that through your thick skulls. Every year I hear it in MLB. With the freaking blackout restrictions and everything. They don't have any choice. That's not their decision. If MLB determined these blackout restrictions, I'm pretty sure they'd be losing money if MLB made that decision. But it's not their decision. Trust me. If it was MLB's decision, I'm pretty sure I would be able to watch the Phillies on MLB Network, the Pirates on MLB. I don't get Pirates games at all. I don't see a single Pittsburgh game a year unless it's nationally televised, which in 2021, the chances of the Pirates being nationally televised are
very
slim to none. But I'm just I don't know who thought that was a thing, but it's not. Get your information correct, people. It's not that hard.
And there's also internet streaming. There's also live streaming on the internet. You can find any game anywhere.
Well, and we're not trying to promote illegal streaming, but if that's what it comes down to, I don't judge.
Okay.
I might get in trouble with that later down the line, but I don't judge. I don't judge. Stupid league.
Yeah.
They crushed my net. Damn.
Luca, what's the score?
I'll take.
I believe it's 38-33 Knicks.
38-33 Knicks. Okay,
oh, here's what Ian Happ had to say about the blackout restrictions.
Oh, no.
Why are we keeping baseball away from fans? I don't understand how we're going to market the game and continue to grow baseball without getting out there to be consumed.
This is a baseball player.
Even they own the players.
Somebody says if it means that much.
Hold on, let me put a banner up.
Okay, first of all, why do you need 2 games on the same game on twice? Excuse me. Why do you need the same game on twice? How can you not? Okay, if it's blacked out, where was he staying? Does he not have Masson? Does he not have Masson? How do you not have Masson in the first place? And second of all, why would they put the same game on twice? If the Yankees are on yes right now, why would I want to watch them on MLB? Explanation? Anybody? Literally anybody? I don't get it. I don't get people.
Sean's not a very happy person right now. He doesn't. By the way, he loves people. He loves people.
Let me put it to you this way. I work in a grocery market, so that's sure I tell you how I feel about people.
But Sean loves people. He loves people.
Oh yeah, especially tourists.
Somebody says if it means that much to someone, buy MLB.TV.
Yeah, but
it would
that's
be blacked out there too.
too. But
That,
this
that still
FCC.
has.
Yeah, that's a strike.
All right. I don't know what else we got. That's
So I got
from
something.
before.
I'll get to it.
It's currently 1-0 Blue Jays. Yankees still looking for their first hit. Frazier's at the plate.
Okay, so I got something. Going back to the umpire thing we were talking about. So, Paulo Duca, about 2 years ago, went on a podcast, and he's a former major league catcher. Went on a podcast and said Joe West was accepting bribes to make different calls in MLB games and stuff like that. So Joe West sued him for defamation, which is basically not telling the truth and spreading fucking lies. So what happened today was, today's Paulo Duca's birthday. That's a strike. I don't know why you're not hitting that, Clint. Paulo Duca's birthday's today. He also got a court ruling against him, which states that he has to pay $500,000 in defamation fees to Joe West. How do we like that?
Luca, I'll let you go first on that.
I don't know. People just sue for anything these days. That's what I say.
That's on this case. Rougned Odor is at the plate.
Joe West is also Joe West is also retiring at the end of the 2021 season, so that's going to be something to remark on as well.
Why can't the Yankees hit?
Yankees can't hit because we always go for something called the long ball, Evan. I don't know where.
It's not even that tonight. It's just been a lot of horrible swings and bad umpiring. I will admit there's been some bad umpiring too.
Definitely.
It's been an ugly one, and I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, Robbie Ray is a good pitcher. I won't take that.
No one's doubting that. But, you haven't even gotten a hit yet. And let's be honest, everybody. The friggin' right now, the friggin' AL East looks like the NFC East. You don't believe me? We could pull up.
They got a hit. They're gonna hit.
Hey, Rougned Odor got a hit.
Odor.
Yay.
And has anybody missed Tyler Wade? Because I sure as hell don't. Who misses Wade?
I really don't miss Tyler Wade. Julius Randle in and out. And that's
I don't miss Tyler Wade.
What?
I don't miss Tyler Wade.
No, I don't. As of right now, I don't miss Tyler Wade.
I got another dumb comment for you guys.
Oh, God. Go.
Hold on, let me just watch this one play.
Higashioka. Nope, that's a pickoff attempt.
I'm so stupid how they're going to remove that in the minor leagues or whatever. The lefty move? That's so stupid. I don't know why they want to remove that.
What do you mean?
You know how the lefty can, lift up the leg and throw? They want to remove that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they claim that could look, that might look like a balk. I don't know.
You have to step off every time you have to pick off? That's stupid.
Bro, they're showing the comparison of Odor with a beard versus without one. I'm telling you, Odor looks like an off-brand of Gio Urshela without a beard. That's the nicest way I'll put it. It's like the off-brand, like the dollar brand of Gio Urshela, but he's performing well, so I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to lie, not all dollar brand stuff is bad. So,
all right, so
he's one of them.
This is also, the tweet I'm about to read is also having to do with the blackouts. So, if you live in Des Moines, even paying full price for the MLB.TV package, you won't watch any of these games. The MLB is actively trying to restrict access to their product, which is the most absurd business model ever.
What? I'm not speaking for. I'm not.
Are they idiots?
I think you know my answer.
Evan may not know your answer. The rest of the viewers may not know your answer. Come on, Sean.
I think my reaction kind of
Come on, no, but
states my
Sean,
point.
that doesn't tell the whole story. Come on, yeah, you have to.
I'm literally just okay. Were you not watching the rant like 10 minutes ago?
I was. Yeah, but you need to be
He said what he said.
out here.
Deep right center, back. Hey, God! Higashioka with a 2-run blast.
2 on the Yankees.
Higashioka, the home run stroker. He's getting Higgy with it. His first home run of the year, and it's 2-1 Yankees. I hate that Sterling call. I really do. But I just use it anyway.
All right, so let's update the banner over here. It is Yankees lead 2-1, and the Lakers down by 1 as of right now. I mean, that could change. I just do it every time out because I'm not going to keep typing every 2 seconds. Oh, he makes a shot. Oh, I got to type it in. Makes a shot. Oh, I got to type it in.
And before any casual that doesn't want us know, we're not bandwagon Lakers fans. Just saying, because, the Cleveland Indians, started that, and they're all morons.
Well, guys, if you haven't already, comment, like, and subscribe. I know Evan's been commenting a lot. We have about 4 viewers on here. But obviously, don't be afraid to share with your friends. I'll shout you out. Also, follow these idiots on social media. They have Instagrams as well, but I have not put that in the description yet. I know Luke is very active on Twitter. Sean hates Twitter with a good reason.
I think Twitter is like a nightmare.
No,
just saying. I stay off of
Twitter. Yeah, Twitter honestly is a nightmare, but
it's too toxic. I lose enough brain cells as it is at my job. I don't need to lose any more at home. Even though I do anyway. But that's beside the point. So I'll ask y'all this since, we're talking Yankees. How do you feel about this whole Herman thing where they sent them down, but Boone claims it's all, depth related and they're going to bring him back? I think they need to give Garcia a chance. What do you think?
Luca.
I don't think Herman is mentally there yet to start the season. I would like to see Garcia have a chance, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't really think it was bullpen depth wise why they bring him up, but again, he deserves a second chance. I'm not rooting against him. I hope he comes back and plays really well.
Yeah, he really played the opposite of what he did in spring training, and I'm kind of shocked in a way. But whether it was a 60 game, I honestly thought that he was going to start off well, but honestly, I was wrong there. With Boone setting him down. With Boone setting him down in terms of bullpen depth, that's kind of really strange in my opinion. Because now you have 4 starters, and the Yankees are in a weird position because Jameson Tyon hasn't been getting the usual starts. He's been getting, it's basically like going to jail in Monopoly and then getting your next turn. I mean, that's basically what it is. But the Yankees are in a position with that, and then they have 4 starters, but basically 3 2 times around. So, in my opinion, Sean's going to be like, why would you say this? Because you never say this. I think they should have called up Michael King. I thought that he would have been ready by now and fully rested, but I don't know what they're doing at the alternate site. Abreu impressed, though. He was
in the alternate site, and I saw this on the local news earlier, that they've been playing games against actually the Phillies, aka the Iron Pigs. Yeah, which is their minor league team. They played down in Allentown. That's what they've been doing. They've just been playing this, the same team because they're trying to keep everything, restricted with the alternate sites, and because they only play about an hour apart, they've been playing a lot of games down there. I don't understand. My thing is they brought Abreu up and they sent King down. Hey, I don't know why they sent him down in the first place. He had how many strikeouts did he have that last appearance?
6 innings. I think it was like 6 strikeouts, something like that.
Yeah, he pitched really good that day, and they sent him down. Why? He pitched really well against a very
bullpen arm up, but it doesn't make any sense because they put Rougned Odor on the 40-man, And then what else did they do? They DFA'd Estrada, who they later traded. I'm not happy about that, honestly. I thought I saw potential in him. It looks like a double play.
It is.
The other, they made another move. They made another move that I wasn't. Odor 40 man. They DFA'd Estrada. They sent down King. I feel like they made another move. If they didn't, I'm wrong. But in terms of that, I just wasn't really happy. And the only reason, again, bullpen depth, that's where you can make a case that bullpen depth is a issue, but like you don't call another bullpen arm up. See, at that point in the game, even though he's already down, Tyler Wade, it would have been easy sending him down.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense.
Yeah, no,
you lose a bullpen arm because you have to bring a new second baseman onto the roster. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, and that's why, like I said, I understand. I didn't even think about it. You said it before. Send King down because of all the pitches he used, but at the same time, why wouldn't you bring him back up? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Another thing I wanted to ask, what do you guys think about what happened with the Mets yesterday? They played one inning. I'll look and see how far they got. I know they didn't get very far. Marcus Stroman went to Twitter. Luca, if you could find it, find
him
his
and
tweet.
Trevor Bauer, in my opinion, need to stay off Twitter. They need to stay off social media. In my opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like
the Mets. Yeah, I know Marcus Stroman. He's been getting worse. I mean, I know the Yankees live rent free in his head. I'm stuck in a loading screen, so just give me one. Okay.
What are you looking for?
They got one out. The Mets. I got it. The Mets game they started. The Marlins got a runner on first, one out, and a 2-0 count, and that was their entire game. And they're not making that up till August 31st. Why so late? I don't know.
That's a long time. They can't find any other.
Yeah.
I thought they would have done it sooner.
My question to you is, do you agree with Marcus Stroman's tweet on why bother starting the game? I personally do. I mean, I can't speak for New York, but it was raining here in Pennsylvania all day. So if it was raining all day and you knew rain was coming, why bother? I won't. You guys could probably speak better than I can because I don't know what the weather was like in New York, but up here it was raining all day.
What day?
And I must have been yesterday.
Yesterday. Okay. Yeah, it was raining for a good period most of the day. It was shitty weather. I'm not going to lie to you. But, yeah, they should not have started the game. I don't remember what the conditions were at the time. I'm sorry. I don't live in Queens. I don't want to. I'm fine where I am. But why would you start the game? Why would you? Just it doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, your pitcher, I don't know what their starting situation is in terms of, because I know tonight's game got postponed for the Mets, so I don't know who they're starting. So I don't know who they're starting for the doubleheader tomorrow. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know whose call it was, but once again, that's stupid. Rare thing, Josh Palacios. I mean, not to mention, I face the high school he goes to for baseball, but a lot of players these days do not hit without batting gloves. That's a Jorge Posada.
I'll be honest. I hate swinging without batting gloves. It's especially when you freaking got the metal bat.
Yeah,
cold weather, and B, we still we use the metal bats. That's painfully uncomfortable if you hit one off the end of it. Even with a wooden bat, I know that's uncomfortable. Me personally, I can't swing without gloves. Even I could settle for one glove, but I don't know, without gloves, that's just I don't care for it. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know about you guys.
I can't swing without batting gloves. I mean, I do it on occasion, but it's a have to. That is a literal have to. I'm surprised my friend the Hub is not streaming tonight. He's usually streaming on Monday nights, but I don't know. That's interesting. Yeah. Luca, what do you say about the batting gloves?
I can't not wear the. Hold on, let me watch this play. Randall makes the shot. I can't go without them in cold weather. It's disgusting. I hate the spring in my freaking hands. It hurts so much. It's like they tell you to grip the bat tighter, but it doesn't work.
Oh, that man, if anything, that can make it worse. Nice pitch by Cole. 2 down.
We're almost at
I'm reading that
halftime
correctly.
with the Lakers game, so I'll be updating that very, very soon.
55-52, Knicks at the half.
Okay, so let me write that down. 55-52, you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be 5. This is hard work, kinda.
Alfred Payton's actually having a good
run. Left field. He's got room to end the inning.
Did you say Luca?
And he proved
Alfred Payton.
an MLB stadium, that's a home run.
I know we all don't like this, but Alfred Payton's actually having a pretty good game right now.
Why would I not like? I don't like Payton,
Alex
but
is not a team player. Alex is not a team player.
Yeah, like, why would you be mad at that? Like, if Jacoby Ellsbury was on,
I would, no, you idiot.
If Jacoby Ellsbury was still on the Yankees and he had a 3 home run game,
you're automatically thinking I was talking about that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Stop being a
clown. It looks like that.
Stop being a clown. Stop being a clown.
How am I being a clown?
Like that.
Yeah, all right. Whatever. Luca, you want to talk about this Knicks game, basically what's going on? Even though I'm having it streamed, basically what's been happening so far.
2 strong defenses, two of the top defenses in the league. I think the Lakers like number 1, Knicks are like number 2. I got to look up the rankings. It's a little turnover heavy because both defenses like stealing the ball, blocking shots, and all that. Obviously, Alfred Payton's having a solid game. Randall's having a good game. We haven't seen much of RJ, but it's going to be an up and down game.
Sean, you want to provide a mini description as far as the Yankee game goes?
Yeah, well, it's been a pitcher's duel up to this point. Cole had that rough first inning, but he's bounced back. You know, the offense, they got 2 hits. Of course, it's both their runs are on the. I know they got 3 hits, 2 runs. Of course, their runs have to be off the home run because it's the Yankees. But you know, Cole's pitching good, so he looks a lot better tonight than
tonight.
The other. They just postponed the Mariners and the Orioles due to rain. That was in a delay for like an hour and a half.
Why does it seem like we've been having so many friggin' postponements?
Dude, it's
April baseball. It's April baseball.
All right, guys, I'm gonna put on a second.
Life in the pandemic and baseball.
No, it's just generally April. April showers bring May flowers.
We've also had,
this backdrop or the other one.
I like that one.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of
New York City.
You guys are not. Let's see, Sean's jealous.
They're putting in Rafael Dolis.
Yes.
Pitch against Stanton, Judge, and Torres.
He has an 8.10 ERA. Watch us do nothing. What? You can call me crazy.
Well, what's that weird?
The most complaining Yankee fan ever. We make a lot of these. We made what's his face? We made Michael Walker look like a Cy Young. Did we not?
Bro, this guy's pitching stance looks like when he throws, it looks weird.
He's coming out of MLB The Show 21.
He looks like he's like, a hard throwing pitching coach, like pitching to, or like a coach.
Yeah, I know.
Throwing batting practice. And meanwhile, we'll strike out.
Yeah, of course.
1-1 and of course he swings right through it. That's what he does.
Right, so let me see what else we could get to during this.
Let's talk about Julian Edelman.
Stay tuned later on for all my viewers. I'm gonna be doing the mock draft. I know Luca said he wanted to join it. Sean, I don't know if you want to join it as a part of the Steelers as well. It's not gonna be too long, but that'll be towards the end of the program for all the elders watching. And why would you swing at that? Also, what else we can get to? We'll also get to.
I have a point to bring up. So we were talking about that Alec Bohm play at the play call. Remember, replay didn't work with that Michael Conforto hit by pitch. Which really should have been strike.
That's gonna Met. That's the only way they can win.
Yeah, by accident. This is
Yeah.
like what 5 Point Vid says. The Jets make good moves by accident.
Well,
Yeah.
well, threw it, and he's trying to hit a home run.
Yeah, he's trying to hit a home run.
Here we go. Another
They look
tweet.
like they're
Sue
back
the
in
MLB with their
spring
blackout rules.
Who's saying stuff about
Okay.
MLB blackout?
No, it's people. But how can you be this? How can so many people be so uneducated about that?
Because
Casuals
great
exist.
clicks and followers. What are you talking about, Luca?
No, it's because people are casuals who don't understand the game and the logic. That's not a strike. Are you kidding me?
That's not.
That's low. He's been calling it like that all game. What was I going to say? We'll also talk about the NFL and the NFLPA disagreements on OTAs. I'm really pissed off at that. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah,
let's
actually, let's get into it right now. I want to get into that.
Sure.
That OTAs thing.
So
I want to
basically, so everybody who's an NFL fan out there, whatever.
He called that
That's
a ball, but he called the other one a strike.
Yeah, this
is inconsistent.
His head screwed on backwards. So let's get into it. So obviously, with vaccines and everything else coming out, it looks like a better NFL season this year, better than last year, of course. So NFL, and I don't know why people support the players on this. I'm sorry, but I'm not an NFL player. So the NFL wants to do regular offseason, OTAs, mini camps, rookie mini camps, whatever. The NFLPA, which is the union, they want to do virtual. And the players like J.C. Treader are signing on to that. Let me explain. Let me ask something. NFL has been screwing over the backups, the rookies, the undrafted free agents for so many years now. They're cutting down the preseason games. Last year, why would you swing at that? Last year, they had no preseason, so they couldn't make rosters and stuff like that. Now we want to eliminate and go into virtual when there's treatments and when there's more protocols and when it's going to be maybe a lot safer. I mean, this is just stupid. And I'm going to point it out right now. You could call me a hater. You could not call me a hater. I don't give a flying rat's ass what you call me. The players that want this virtual offseason, they want it to go easier so they can make money sitting on a goddamn couch like this in the middle of the offseason. Sean, you tell me your thing, and then I want to get to Luca's thing on this.
I'll start. Well, I already said this before when they made the 17-game announcement. I hated the idea of them cutting the preseason down because it's just going to lead to more injuries. You would think last year would be enough evidence. Look at what was the really bad week? Was that like week two?
That was week 2.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley, Solomon Thomas, Nick Bosa.
Yeah, no one could stay on the field. So let me get this straight. The NFL, we had tons of injuries last year because we didn't have a preseason. I got it. Let's make a smaller preseason because that's going to solve it, right? Come on. Really?
Because the TV deal, because they made a deal with Amazon and all those other in ESPN and Disney. That's what happened. Made that TV deal. They got to increase the cap, and now we got to go to 17 games. I would be more of a fan of a 17-game season. But once again, I'll let Sean finish.
I'll get into as far as the OTAs, mini camps, stuff like that. I'll keep it real simple. All right. I 110% agree with Alex's point. I think, as Judge walks, the one thing that would worry me, and I think they jumped the gun way too early on this. No, they haven't made an official decision. I'm sorry. The only reason I can truly understand some concern is, I don't think most of that stuff's not mandatory, so no one's requiring you to go.
Exactly.
I understand the cases are going up. They've been going up all across the country. But if you keep a strict bubble for those couple weeks, I think you'll be fine. And I think a lot of those drills are solo drills anyway. So, of course, double play. So it's not like you're going to be having 11-on-11s for freaking OTAs and mini camp. So I get the concern, but I don't think you should cut it. I'm sorry. Look at all the injuries last year. I don't see where these people are coming from where we need to cut, do virtual. How is that supposed to, Alex? You can probably, you and Luca can probably relate best because I know, with your baseball season, you've had to do like these virtual exercises. What keeps you more in shape? The virtual stuff or literally being there doing something?
Obviously being there doing something. And once again, sitting on a couch ain't gonna do crap. It's not real exercise. And if
I like exercise in person, doing it actually in person. I don't like this
exactly.
Exactly.
If you keep a maintainable distance, and if you do whatever, you'll be fine. By the way, Vincent Garzone, the last comment: coffee.
Coffee.
Good, Sean, go ahead.
Yeah. Someone actually said at work yesterday. Someone said Quaffy. CWAFEE. No, just again, cutting all that is not smart because A, they're screwing over the people that just got drafted, who've been doing workouts the whole offseason practically with the combines and the
and you had
pro
no
days.
Combine. You had no combine, so how are these kids supposed to prep in rookie minicamp and stuff like that? I mean, yeah, we had pro days. Really? That's the problem. I feel like the NFL.
Nothing hurts more.
I'll let Sean finish, and I'll let Luca go in terms of the NFL and NFLPA bull crap.
Nothing hurts more for a college athlete to be in the groove, workouts, pro, whatever, and then you stop. What is smart about that? Ask MLB what was smart about that when they had their stoppage last year. Ask MLB, and MLB is not as physically demanding as the NFL. I'm not saying MLB is easy. Trust me, in no way am I saying it's easy. But if the MLB struggled with the stoppage and getting going again, what makes you think the NFL can do it? Honestly, with nothing, what are you gaining from virtual workouts? Oh, how you should do stuff? Cool. Seeing it and doing it are two completely different things. So, again, I get the worries. I do. I'm an essential worker. I've been working ever since last year. Trust me, I get it. But to freaking just be like this, you're asking for a career-ending injury. We saw tons of injuries last year. Not having anything will not solve anything.
Let's be real for 2 seconds.
That's all I got to say.
Let's be real for 2 seconds. Sean, Zach Banner got hurt in week 1. Me, Saquon Barkley got injured in week 2. Luca, within the first couple of weeks, who got injured on your team for the rest of the season?
You could say Nathan Shepard because I got. There's a whole freaking list of injuries. I don't remember any of. I'm trying to remember any season-ending injuries from last season. I'm gonna look them up right now because I seriously do not remember.
Exactly. I mean, listen. That's just going to the point. We're gonna take all this out.
You don't even have to have a season-ending injury to tell that no preseason was harmful. It was just injuries in general, flopping this, flopping that. How many injuries?
Let me ask you a question, though. What if somebody who supports the union like they do, what if J.C. Treader got hurt for the rest of the season? Would he say anything? I want to ask. He'd
bitch and moan. He'd bitch and moan.
He'd bitch and moan. How about how the NFL is not doing anything in terms of a preseason? That's what he would. I'm not about NFL players
and cutting it down.
They take some extreme risks, but when you're really making it so hard for the lower players, for the backups of this world, for the undraftees of this world, for the drafted players of this world to go out there and have some off-season workouts, dude, that are not even mandatory. But no, OTAs. Nobody said you had to go. They're not mandatory. And the first couple,
not all of them. Some of them are.
Some of them are.
Many can't. Most are not mandatory, but they usually have like that 1 week stretch where they are mandatory. But
let me say something.
It's really sad when you. Good.
What about for all the Luka will obviously kind of know this a little bit. What if your coach is new and they have to adjust to all the players? There's that, I think, span in either April or May where you get a couple weeks or a week, 2 weeks, whatever, of spending time with your new coach, and it's like basically like a mini camp OTA, rookie mini camp. They adjusted a couple weeks earlier if you have a new head coach. What if that's virtual? What if that's virtual?
But the draft
My thing is, let's look at last year's draft class. Luka, the quarterback you got. What's his name again that you drafted last year? I forget his name.
Bryce Hall.
No, quarterback.
Quarterback.
James Morgan.
How often has he seen the field in the last year and since he was drafted?
None. He has not seen the field.
0. He has not done OTAs, has not done minicamp. His preseason involved scrimmages, which really doesn't, it'll teach you some things, but it won't teach you a real game situation. Hey, how's his development supposed to look now? What if the next guy the Jets draft at quarterback isn't the guy, and Morgan needs to step up? How's he supposed to step up? He got no on-field action last year. Now you're limiting his action this year. How's he supposed to step up? How? I want to know. He doesn't.
Give us the answers, Luka.
He doesn't. No, he just doesn't. You can't. It's not like Bryce Petty where he's like, "Oh, I'll just learn through Madden." No.
Yeah, okay.
No, I still remember I laughed when I saw that article. No, you can't. So not only have you screwed up this year's draft class, but without OTAs, without minicamp, and a shorter preseason, you're screwing up this year's too. You are. I'm sorry, you are. And
money for
it's
the
all going
big
to come
stars.
back.
Money for Russell Wilson. Money for the league.
We alluded to this when we were on with Pinstripe Prospects. Player development's going to be so bad these next several years. Not just MLB, NFL too. And the NFL is making it worse on themselves. The NFL had a normal preseason. I'm not even talking about the 17th game. If you have a normal preseason, you'll have less issues. You will. But shortening the preseason, you're only making player development worse. You are. That's honestly how I see it. You
don't have off-season programs. You don't have all that stuff. How's your team supposed to learn? If it's learning a new complex system, how are they supposed to learn? Someone needs to tell me how they're supposed to learn. Anyone who's single, any person, I'm not talking player, I'm not talking stupid beat reporter. Any person who agrees with this needs to come on my channel and explain why they agree with it.
If anyone disagrees, come on.
I don't know about that, Sean. There's a lot of people that agree. Look under that post by Pro Football Chase. There's a couple of people that agree. Good for the players. Really, bro? Good for the players. Yeah, when they tear their ACL, you're going to be blaming the NFL that there's no preseason.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, the preseason was the cause of injuries, remember? Alex, remember preseason was the cause of injuries. Remember? Everybody kept blaming the preseason for...
Miller, he really did not have to play. Most of the stars don't even play in the preseason anyway. OBJ don't play. Saquon don't play.
It's not about the starters. It is, but it isn't. The starters, they have their ways of getting ready. They do it. It's about the depth. What are you supposed to do when your top guy goes down? It's supposed to be next man up, is it not?
I mean, the Eagles have had that problem for so many years. It's not even funny.
How are you supposed to have that next man up mentality if you're not letting them play?
I mean, absolutely.
And you're limiting their time. You're ruining. NFL's being ruined. If you're not a top star in the league anymore, and if you're not a top star coming out of college, you're screwed. You're screwed. I feel bad for those undrafted players and well-round players. I do. Except for Tom Brady, I don't feel bad for him, but that's beside the point. I really do. It's really a shame. You know, especially we can even look at, you know, our Notre Dame guy, Ian Book. He's not expected to be a top star. How's he going to improve in the NFL? You know,
it's
a shame. It's really a shame. It's sad because player development.
And you look at a lot of these players. Let me look up what round this guy was drafted in. I just want to real quickly because I'm going to make a point about something. I am. Okay. J.C. Tretter, drafted in the 4th round of whatever draft he was drafted in. Do 4th-round prospects always make it to the top of the NFL?
No.
No, they don't. Do they need minicamp?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, they need minicamp. So,
yeah,
J.C. Tretter, Russell Wilson, all these other idiots coming out here saying that we don't need a preseason, we don't need, minicamps and stuff like that. How were you able to survive?
Wait a minute. I just remembered something. Robert Griffin III. Remember he sat out the entire preseason because he thought it was pointless? How do you think that turned out?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? Do you guys remember that?
People say
it
pisses me off to no end. In the NFL and NBA and all these other sports, the preseason's meaningless. Yeah, no, it's not, because if you don't have a back end of every team is not like the New York, not like the Brooklyn Nets where you just buy players in the middle of the season. That doesn't happen. That does not happen. You have to have depth behind it. You have to have depth behind it. I got to update this. What are we in the top of the 7th? You have to have depth behind it. I'm sorry, you have to. That's what the Eagles have been dealing with for years. Eagles want to blame Howie Roseman and all these other people. Yeah, sure. But you know what? It comes down to the depth. Eagles don't have depth year after year. You're facing how many injury problems on the defense? How many offensive line issues on the offense? I'm sorry. Talk to an Eagles fan. That's what it is. Talk to an Eagles fan. Year after year, they don't have depth. They could draft 3 corners in the draft, and they will have so many injuries at the cornerback spot. It's not even funny. Go ask an Eagles fan. Go ask let me ask you a question. Not for you guys, but you know what I'm talking about. What happened to the Giants in 2017? Everybody got hurt.
They were injured.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody got hurt. Defense did bad. Offense did bad. And all the backups had to come in. Exactly. What if Eli Manning got hurt? What if he missed the game? I mean, he did miss a game, unfortunately.
Well, Daniel Jones gets hurt.
Well,
he did get hurt.
For this year. Let's go back to 2017. Davis Webb, and we knew this. Davis Webb looked awful in the first preseason game of 2018, overthrowing everybody. What if the previous season, there was no preseason, and Geno Smith was hurt and Eli Manning was hurt? Or maybe Geno Smith wasn't ready. You telling me Davis Webb is going to start right off the bat? You're telling me he's going to start with no preseason, no. Giants would have went 0-16. They would have been with the Browns at the number 1 pick, and they would have had decided that.
Yeah. Well, and you can even look at 2019 with the Steelers. You know, you had Mason Rudolph. You had Devlin Hodges. Nobody knew who the hell Devlin Hodges was until the preseason. Dead serious. No one knew who he was. Then he had that breakout game against Tampa Bay. In the very first game, he kept that going. If we didn't have preseason, Hodges would have been cut. And we would have had just strictly Mason Rudolph and a random free agent, at my guess. Because Dobbs was not, or even, no, they would have brought Dobbs back. That's probably what would have happened. They would have probably brought Dobbs back. But Hodges led us to a couple of victories. I know a lot of Steelers fans are bummed out by him leaving. I mean, personally, he struggled at the end of the year, but without the preseason, we wouldn't have had Devlin Hodges. Probably wouldn't have beat Cleveland the second time. That's just what it comes down to. Without preseason, we would have never heard of Duck Hodges. That was in case you don't know, that was his nickname because he's famous duck caller. So that's just another example.
Yeah, I mean,
some unknown people break out in the preseason.
Let me ask you a question, Sean.
I mean, I'm sure the Giants have had plenty of random preseason people turn into something.
Let me ask you a question, Sean. Would James Harrison be the person he is today without preseason? Undrafted free agent.
Hell no. Exactly. Let me ask you this. Tom Brady. I'm really going to go there. If there was no preseason, is Tom Brady the backup that replaces Drew Bledsoe when he gets hurt?
They would have signed a veteran or something like that. I was not alive, but they would have signed a veteran.
Luga? Agree or disagree?
He wouldn't have been ready.
No? Joe Flacco's another one. Without preseason. Anybody know who he was? No. He was the quarterback of Delaware, I think.
Yeah.
Delaware State. I think Delaware. He's another one. Yeah. He's another one. You know, we could go on and on for hours about this. I think we've pretty much made our point to this point. You know, I just don't I don't see how this is good. I really don't. And we've literally just proven them wrong. Why can't we run a league, Alex?
Because
honestly,
that's not how the world works. There's smart people, and then there's stupid idiot people with money, and that's who obviously gets the upper hand.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the truth. I mean, you know,
we can make the same argument for all these MLB fans that want to shorten spring training. Really?
they're millennial idiots.
Do you want your pitcher to blow out his arm?
Look at last year about the game. They don't.
No. Look at last year. Look at the pitching freaking boneyard after 2 weeks of the season. Was it DeGrom? I don't remember if DeGrom was hurt. Yeah, Syndergaard was out. What's that?
Stroman was hurt.
That's who I was thinking of. Stroman. You know, I'm not even going to try to, list them all because I can't remember them off the top of my head, but it's just it's really sad that people have gotten to this level to where you're more worried about your money makers instead of your success. It's really just it's sad, honestly. It's sad what the fans how the fans are and how these leagues are, because the leagues are going to eat it up because you can't say no to your fans. That's not practical. But it's really frustrating. And I'm gonna take us to a little different level because I know someone that does this. What do you do if you have someone that let's say they're in a lower level family, lower class. They can't afford regular season, but they can afford preseason.
Yeah.
If you take that away from them, what do? I know someone like that. I know someone who does that. That's taken away from your fans, really, because again, not everybody can. I really don't like to bring it to this level, but it's true. What do you do for those fans that can't afford regular season tickets?
Especially the ones that are not living in big markets.
Yeah, or even people that live, outside of a big market and know how expensive the big market is. I mean, like let's say, for example, Alex wants to go to a Giants game, but he can't afford it, but he can afford a preseason game. You take that away from him, how's he supposed to go and see his team?
Let's put another thing
in
perspective. No preseason last year. Some places didn't have fans. Don't you think those preseason prices are going to go up this year?
Probably. I mean, to get that money back, probably.
Yeah. And the NFL wants full stadiums, which we'll see about. But again, even if you got 15%, even 1 second, even if you got 20%, 15%, 50% capacity, look at the expensive tickets. And once again, we'll make your point, but you were saying.
Why don't you tell me about those prices we saw earlier for the Lakers home games? I think you said it was
Lakers Knicks, which is a matchup before May 15th. I think it was May 13th. Outlighters in the the MLB Network crews in the stands and cutouts. As Ruben Odor hits into the shift. Yeah, 849. At least from what I saw, $849 is the lowest ticket for the Lakers game against the Knicks, and that's the Lakers home game.
And I thought New York was going to be expensive. We were just looking at Knicks tickets the other day.
Tickets for the Dodgers wasn't it like 2,000.
Yeah, something along those lines.
It was around that. All the California stadium prices are through the roof. New York actually has impressed me because, again, we were looking at Knicks tickets the other day. Cheapest ticket, $95. That's reasonable.
I'd pay for that.
Yankee tickets, pretty reasonable. I think I saw $30, $40. I don't think I've ever seen them that low in my life.
In terms of remember how they only had a couple games, and now they have it through May 9th.
Yeah. Just getting back to the point before, though, you take away the preseason, you can even be losing fans and money that way. That's the main goal we're trying to make here is, again, I know someone that does this. They can't afford regular season. They can afford preseason. You can take that away from them, kind of shows how heartless you are, really. It really is. It's actually really sad to think about, too. It really is. I'm sorry we had to take it to this level, but it's true. The NFL is really screwing themselves with this. They really are. But
definitely. No doubt. And it's only gonna, with this pandemic, they're only going to use it as an excuse. Sorry. I'm going to add
the pandemic has been
the MLB, just like the MLB. How many years, guys, has the NFL been talking about reducing the preseason?
Forever. This just gave them a reason to. And they want that money back because of the 17th game. I'm not saying the 17th game is a horrible idea. I'm not a fan of it personally. If they had done it a certain way, I would have been a fan of it.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
I'm not a fan of it. I get, an extra week of football, but is it really? Because you took away the preseason game, so is it really an extra week? It really is. Same thing to me.
I just found an article on a current topic. So, Alex knows his lovely friend Pat Leonard. OTAs are scheduled to start in 1 week. Hold on. OTAs are scheduled to start in a week. But the NFL's owners and players union are still at odds over in-person work, so much that the NFLPA is discouraging their own employees to not attend.
Okay. I'm going to throw in an idea here. I want both your takes on it. Let's treat this like this is school. What if, in Pennsylvania school to be exact, because this is how they do it up here. Why can't we give the players the option? Okay? I don't agree with the virtual workouts, but what's so wrong with the option? Mm-hmm. Agreed? What do you think?
Opinion, that's better than that's better. I wouldn't say it's all better, but that's better than just having all virtual. I mean, let me see. Evan Spitzberg asks, why is Garrett Cole out of the game? How many pitches did he throw?
He was at 66 in the fourth.
Let's see. I'll take a look.
Well, it's seventh now.
98 pitches.
I don't know. Okay,
pretty reasonable at this point in the game. I mean, I'm not. I would have thrown a little more, but this is not 1987 when you could throw 130 pitches in 3 innings.
I want to read some comments.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But no, I just want to say real quick though, to what I just asked before. I agree with Alex. It's not a perfect idea, but it's something. You got to do something. You can't just have nothing or everything. No, it should be everything, but can't have nothing. So I think it should be for the mandatory stuff, optional, virtual, in person. Mandatory, it needs to be in the facility. It does. That's my take on it.
Luca, what do you say about this one?
Okay, I want your take.
Continuing with something.
Well, I was going to read some comments.
I want your take.
On what the whole NFL virtual thing. What's been said? What hasn't been said that has been said. Well, I don't know. But in all honesty, you're not just hurting the players that need this, you're hurting yourselves. And I feel like that the undrafted players and all that, they almost don't have a voice in the NFL.
They really don't.
It's all these star
Honestly.
players. It's Jarvis Landry's, the J.C. Treaders. Like, why can't they have the voice? Like, what works for them? Because they're the ones trying to strive for this opportunity.
They're the future. They're the future.
Yeah, J.C. Treader not going to be around for much longer.
All right, so I got a few comments on this. So I pulled up Pro Football Talks article. So they have comments. So
Pro Football Talk is so clickbait. It's not even funny.
Just reading the comments. I do agree with you, by the way. So somebody says, I bet the hungry younger players will show up to hopefully unseat a veteran.
I honestly hope for that.
I do too.
I
would. I would.
I gotta put that light on. I honestly hope for that. I honestly do.
It's a shame. It's a shame for what these poor guys got to deal with. So I would hope so.
Yep,
I'd love to see an upset story.
If one of my players, let's just say, hold on, let's name a veteran on my team. A veteran that's been around for years.
Your backup quarterback. Who is he?
Mike Lennon. Okay, all right.
There you go.
Let me. I'm sorry, but let me put it to this way, and Giant fans don't think I'm actually hating on him. Leonard Williams, for example, obviously held up for a contract, but again, he's signed to extension, whatever. Let's use him as a prime example. Say he doesn't want the virtual. Say he wants the virtual workouts, and there's this stud defensive end behind him. Let's say the Giants either draft Jalen Phillips or a stud defensive end, or they even go undrafted and this guy's done good in college, or maybe he may not be as good as like a first-round pick in college. Say he like really wants a roster spot like the rest of the team, like the rest of the undrafted free agents, whatever on the team. And Leonard Williams says, no, I don't want, basically he's campaigning for the union. I would want that defensive end, that rookie defensive end to go in there and show out and basically say, no, Leonard Williams, I'm going to take your spot. In real life, that would not happen. But if it was another veteran on the team, if the Giants signed maybe like, I don't know, some past his prime veteran, I don't know. But I would hope that rookie shows out and really proves that, preseason does need to happen. OTAs do need to happen. Mini camps do need to happen. So please, someone please point me in the direction of someone who has the argument that there should be virtual off seasons and stuff like that, and I will tell them that they're wrong. Honestly, it's not even about having, you're disrespecting my opinion. No, it's just fucking nonsense at this point. You were saying.
It really is. Like, it's, you want to see something like that because it shows how big the big guy is spoiled. I'm sorry, spoiled. I'm going to say it. I'm going to sound like a boomer. Spoiled. If Big Ben comes in and says, I don't want to work out, but Mason Rudolph does. I would hope Mason Rudolph outplays him in the preseason and wins 12 games and wins us a Super Bowl. I do. I don't have faith in him right now, but I would hope that he proves me wrong. So it's basically the same thing you said, Alex. It's ridiculous.
Look what you were saying.
I was going to say next comment. Why not encourage in-person training?
So, a fun fact. CeCe Sabathia is at the Knicks game with Chris Rock, Jerry Seinfeld.
Chris Rock's a Lakers fan, I think, so that's no surprise to anybody.
Well, CeCe's a Nets fan, so that's weird.
He was once a Knicks fan, but he made that comment like, there's only so much I can take.
Well, that's not a true fan.
I get that,
but sorry,
I love
CeCe.
CeCe. He's my favorite. One of my favorites of all time, favorite pitcher of all time, but sorry, CeCe, I can't back you up on that.
Somebody says NFLPA is lost. Keep yammering about practice while the fat cats get fatter.
Did Luka freeze?
Give me 1 second.
No, not for me. Oh wait, yeah, now he did.
Okay, he's good now.
No, not.
Anyway, yeah, no, I get his point. He's basically trying to say, let the spoiled babies get even more spoiled. Keep feeding them.
Yeah.
That's what the NFL's doing. I mean, are we not?
Why cater to someone like Ian Book when you have Patrick Mahomes in the league?
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Why not? Someone who's a spoiled brat. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying Patrick Mahomes is, but if you want, virtual offseason only, why not cater to that?
Oh, here's another comment. Great. Football will be all athleticism and zero fundamentals.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yep. Said it best right there.
So harp on Giants fans. Fundamentals. What do you get in the OTAs and the mini camps? Fundamentals. What do you get in a real game? The game itself, without with the fundamentals, just building the foundation. So,
excuse me. I think we made our points very clear. Again, if anybody,
my same exact argument, going back to if anybody, listen to the podcast, going back to August, July-ish, going back a couple of months, I made the same exact argument when the preseason was over, Sean. Excuse me, when they didn't have a preseason, Sean.
No, I'm just saying, well, first off, that last pitch was not a strike. I don't think he swung.
He didn't.
Whatever. No, and I actually completely lost my point. Go ahead, Alex. I lost what I was going to say.
I'm just saying, this is the argument that has been made by me and a couple other people. And the fact is, and I really wish that a lot of NFL YouTubers, Giants fans, Giants content creators I associate with would talk about this, because this is not talked about enough that the fans...
It's not even just Giants fans. It's not just Giants fans. It's everyone. I talked to an Eagles fan that...
Do you see, guys? I'm sorry. I mean, YouTube would probably be
deep left center. There it goes. See ya. Higashioka. His second of the night. And he's done it again. Let's go. 3-1 Yankees. Let's go. Higashioka, he drilled that one to left center field. Now he's hit one in left center and right center. He's having a good night. And it's 3-1 Yankees.
On the roster. Let me ask you a question, too.
Yeah.
Would Higashioka have made this roster at any point in time without a spring training?
Nope.
I wonder who actually opposes spring training. I want to know who
honestly, Ted, if there is anyone that disagrees with what we are saying, please say something. Type in the chat. Go on call. Let us know. We really want to know. Is there anyone that disputes us? I really want to hear your side of the story, because again, I don't see where we're in the wrong. I really don't. I mean, I'm always there to listen to other people's opinions, but I want to know who disagrees. Please, I want to know. I really want to know where we're in the wrong. And Alex, it's not just Giants content creators that aren't talking about enough. It's NFL creators as it is. Steeler fans, Giants fans, Jets fans, Jaguars fans, Chargers fans, if there's 5 of them out there.
Do I see a video by some guy that has 250 subscribers, 250K subscribers on YouTube, talking about this? No, they're streaming Madden. That's what they're doing. They're streaming Madden. They're making up their clickbait content. And it's not all content creators that make up clickbait content, but literally nobody's talking about this. I will for sure know that this week I'm making a promise, and I hope you two remind me. I'm going to make a video on this. I'm literally going to make a video on this. I will. And if
let me put it to you like this.
I'm on this show and they could say, listen, I don't agree with you because you're stupid. Sorry.
I'll put it to you like this. When it's baseball season, I don't focus on football. I don't. I mean, I'll occasionally keep an eye on what the Steelers do, stuff like that, and other big moves. I will. But when it's baseball season, I strictly cover baseball. Or at least, not cover, watch baseball. Now it's covering, but that's beside the point. Because I got baseball, I got racing. I don't have a reason to worry about football. But when you're seeing stuff like this, it can't help but I can't help but think about this, because it's ridiculous. Preseason, to me, is the best time of the year. in my opinion. Because the hype when the teams come back is there. When you got the hype, you get the viewers. It may not be the most appealing to the people, but I'll put it to you like this. From the job I work, the customer is not always right. I said it, and I will say it again. The customer, the consumer, is not always right. I'm sorry. They're not. They are not. I've learned that, and that's the scenario I see here. They're not. They're not always right. Anybody can dispute me on that, but I'm telling you, they're not. And this is a scenario right here. The fans don't want more, preseason. So you're going to risk a player's health and career. Hi, Jagger. You're going to risk a player's health and career for this, for your personal enjoyment? Sounds like you're a sociopath to me. Honestly. Sounds like you don't care. They're human beings too.
Money.
They're human beings too.
Money talks bullshit.
Yeah.
Wars. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's sad. It really is. You're letting the prisoners run the prison.
Asylum.
Are you right? Yeah. That's really what you're doing. And it's honestly pathetic. It really is. Yeah. That's honestly what it's come down to.
And listen,
and they're being eaten up by it.
The game is about the players, the game is about the fans, but also about the health. And once again, the undrafted free agents, the backup quarterbacks of this world, the James Morgans, the Davis Webbs, they're in the minority. And somebody has to step up, in my opinion. And from a fan's perspective, as much as they want that 17th game and whatever, as much as the fans and the content creators want to say, oh well, it doesn't matter. Well, it does matter because you're friggin' wrong because you only want your money for your stupid content. Okay. And I think somebody needs to step up on the undrafted free agent side, whatever. Needs to step up and say, hey, listen, we have voices too. We, again, this is not a talked about topic. This is a good topic to talk about. A lot of these content creators, this is the off season, so they're too busy doing mock drafts. And even when the mock draft season is over, they're doing some other stuff, making some conspiracy theories on the freaking Detroit Lions and stuff like that and whatever. I don't care what you do. But this would be a topic to talk about and really put your view on it. But no, nobody's talking about the rights of this. Nobody's talking about it.
No.
One accomplishment I want at some point is to get a player, an undrafted free agent, whoever, on this podcast and say, how do you feel that the NFL is trying to fuck you?
Yeah, honestly. And, it's just, it's sad. It really is because, all right, I'm going to use a little, I'll use an example. When people say the NFL is getting soft, let's look at, EDP. He's one of those people. After the whole Eagles tank thing in week 17, he said the integrity was lost when the players became soft. I don't believe that. I really don't. I think the referees have gotten a little soft with some of their calls, I will admit, with the roughing the passer and stuff. But, it's not that they're being soft. These people got families to provide. They got families to go home to. They got lives to live outside of football. But the fans are like, oh, they're soft, they're pansies. This isn't the 70s. The people in the 70s were more reckless. But nowadays, it's not like that anymore. And, to say that a player is soft, you have no right. Because A, you probably don't play the sport. B, you're probably just a geek. So, it's very easy to say players are soft from watching it on a TV and never actually playing it. I never played football. I never play football like on a team, but I will never say that players are soft because of rules changes. Again, I don't agree with all of them. Some of them are pretty bad. But to say that a player is soft is completely bogus. It is. That's really how I feel about that. You know,
Add something.
sure, it's not the 1970s, but, you know, we're in a new age. Some people just need to learn to accept that.
Let me
I was going to add something.
let me inquire something real quick.
Of course, I'm always interrupted.
Remember,
Yeah.
I inquired first.
you go fine. Go
Yeah,
inquire.
let him
first. I
go
wanna bring
first.
up a
He
point
doesn't-
that Sean remembers.
He barely talks as it is. He barely talks as it is.
Oh, I was gonna provide insight. Sean's right with all the things he said, but don't people know there's a thing called CTE? I mean, come on. Let's look at this. How do
Ask Antonio
that is-
Brown.
I mean, we're not even talking about while they're still playing. I'm talking about after their careers. Look at what happened with Aaron Hernandez. Look at what happened with all these other guys. They could get it after their life, after their football life, and that could endanger the rest of their lives.
Yeah, exactly. It just adds right to my point.
I want to
Alex,
and that is, Sean, this was going back to our freshman days at Jim Thorpe, Mr. Strubinger's class.
high school or
High school.
high school or okay, yeah.
So freshman year. Mr. Strubinger asked the class, and you answered 15 years, which was incredibly wrong. What is an average
Oh yeah.
NFL player? You said 15 years. He goes, no, 3 years. You know how much veterans make, which is the minimum for veterans? And a usual backup running back these days gets tops $1 million. $845K is around the average. So for all the people that think that backups don't matter, they're having their life on it. And Carl Banks said this in an unrelated thing, but still related to the preseason a couple of years ago, back in 2018. Some of these players in the fourth preseason game may not play football for the rest of their lives. And maybe the last game they play.
If you don't believe us, go watch Hard Knocks. It's heartbreaking to see a player get cut. It really is. They've worked their entire lives to get to this point. Endless, day after day, dating all the way back to when they were little kids just playing football in their backyard. You know, taking that away from them, you're cutting dreams. You know, we can all, somewhat relate because we're all on the path of trying to be within the sports media. It'd be heartbreaking if we all failed. Or even if one of us failed. If me and Lucas succeed and Alex fails, I wouldn't be happy about that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, look how we fucking...
He's being realistic. He's being realistic.
Smart, Sean. Yeah,
I'm
let's
trying to be realistic.
Let's pick on the host. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Lucas silent as a lamb over here.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Sean's trying to make the point that one of us could fail one day.
He
Failure's
picked me.
Because it's all right. It's all we're all having fun, but in all seriousness, it really is sad, So for those really trying to back up, taking away the preseason, taking away mini cams, OTAs, rethink yourself. Think, if I were in that position, how would I feel if they were taking chances away from me? Just think about that.
And you don't have a voice.
For once, put the phone down, turn the TV off, and just think, what if? And we'll see, see how you would feel if your livelihood was taken away just so the NFL can make money. MLB, same thing. They're shortening the minor leagues, taking players' livelihoods away. Players that have worked for that. Wow, that was an ugly pitch that shouldn't have been a strike, but I'll take it. Look at, cutting the minor leagues is another example. You just cut tons of players opportunities away. Independent ball, minor league baseball, that's not going to pay your bills. I mean, I know they're talking about increasing the minor league minimum wages and stuff, which I'm happy about. But you're taking that away. No, these are their jobs. These are their livelihoods. So, I said it before, I'll say it again. Think about it. How would you feel if you were in that position? Everybody's going to experience it at some point in their life. So, just remember that. Remember that. I know we criticize, bad players and stuff, but, you got to give them credit. Alex might have hated Eric Flowers, but, he, that's his livelihood right there. Take that away. It's, he was bad, but still a life he's got to live.
Yep.
82-92. I got to Luca, you have any more to inquire?
I got nothing. You guys are all right.
Yeah, and then Luca, Sean throwing out my name over here. Basically, I'm a pin failure. Pin failure.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Sean's
be happy I was sympathetic for you. Be happy to know that I would be sympathetic.
Yes.
Take that for what it is.
Hi, fly ball. After the end of the inning, I will bring on a guest who is waiting in the wings.
Okay.
So, I was going to say some other topics we can get to. Obviously, after the game, we'll talk about the Yankees. I do want to get to Kevin Cash's stupid comments, if anyone heard about that. Some stuff around the league, look at the standings and stuff like that. And then, obviously, towards the end, we will go into a mock draft. I know Luca's done a little bit of work with the prospects. You don't necessarily need to, but Sean, obviously, it's optional for you because I know this time around you're more inducted.
Yeah.
So
baseball and racing.
Well, yeah. So you could either stay with the Steelers or you could beat Luca, but it's fun.
By the way, I want to ask you, did you guys see that race yesterday? Martinsville race? There was like 16 cautions that race. That was a great race. Y'all get a chance, go watch the highlights from that, or even check out my post-race article. That was on Uncut Sports. I didn't get to see it because, again, the race was supposed to be Saturday night, but, rain had to take that away. But they continued it yesterday, and I listened to it on the radio. Rewatching the race last night, that was a great short track style race. So definitely go. Yeah, if you like racing, please go check that, the highlights out if you didn't watch it yesterday. 'Cause that was an amazing race. And again, too, Jagger, since you're here, I know you haven't been following wrestling as much lately, but if you did, how did you enjoy WrestleMania this weekend? I know you stopped watching a couple years ago. In case, I don't know if you got back into it, and I haven't talked to you in a while. So if you followed it, what did you think about WrestleMania?
Let's wait until the end of the inning. We'll bring on a guest.
Inside. Also to note, too, for wrestling fans, they actually just announced during WrestleMania they're bringing back WWE 2K after their 1-year hiatus after that horrible release of Oh, okay. It was an above average show. Seeing it with fans again made it a lot better than I think the fans kind of carried the show, honestly. But no, they announced that WWE 2K22 will be released sometime this year after the horrible release of 2K20. So
I remember you telling me how bad it was.
The game crashed constantly, and I preferred my favorite mode was universe mode. It crashed. My work was never saved. Yeah, if you get the chance, the only problem is that it's not on the network anymore, Jagger. They moved over to Peacock, which a lot of wrestling fans were happy about. Actually, I want to get into that for a couple minutes. So, basically what happened was, because I know you guys are wrestling fans, they moved over to Peacock for WrestleMania.
Whatever.
Yeah. A lot of people were not happy about that, and I wasn't either. For me, the app ran like garbage. It buffered every couple minutes.
You have to pay for
Can't. Yeah. So I got to pay for that on top of the network.
You get pay-per-view
You
too?
can't fast forward. Huh?
Isn't there like a WWE pay-per-view? Am I mixing something up?
That's WrestleMania. That's the pay-per-view. The pay-per-views go once a month. And you can't fast forward. You can't rewind. You can't pause, which is dumb. I don't even think you can go back. I don't think you can go back and rewatch it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was hearing people complaining about not being able to watch night one. Not to mention, I'll keep this brief. They're actually taking out the old school, some of the old school shows and moments because of being offensive. Now, I won't go too deep into that, but WWE has a very controversial past. But there's a lot of great moments that they're taking out, and it's honestly really sad. So I hated what they did with moving to Peacock. I really disagree with it. Anybody has any points to make on that? Let me know, because I know a lot of people are really pissed off about that.
Where was it originally? Repeat that one again.
What's that?
Where was it originally before it moved to Peacock?
It used to just be on the WWE Network, which they created back in I want to say it was 13 or 14. Because before the WWE Network, it was just strictly on the pay-per-view channel, which was like $60, and nobody wanted to pay for that. We wouldn't pay for that. I would just track it through my phone, what was going on. Then they came up with the network for $9.99 a month. Everybody remembers that famous gimmick. So you had the network. It had every single show dating back to their very first show, their very first, episode of wrestling. And it was very easy to access. You sign in, you start from the beginning. And if you want to go rewatch an old pay-per-view, you can just skip to the match. You're not required to, keep hitting the fast forward button until you get there 2 hours in. You could literally just go from match to match. And I loved it. I really did. I got it in 2017 because I wanted to watch WrestleMania. The years prior, I always went over to my cousins to watch it. And it's moved to Peacock. It's making me spend more because I still want to keep the network because I want to watch. I love watching the old stuff, but before it was fun the way it was. So I wasn't happy about that.
Is it still on USA Wrestling?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The network was only made specifically for pay-per-views. You can go back and watch Raw and SmackDown and NXT. NXT actually used to be NXT, which is like their development system, used to be specifically, nice pitch there, for the network, but they moved that to compete with the new rival. So it's still on USA, it's still on Fox. Network's just for pay-per-view. Anyway, Alex, I know you got to introduce somebody. Yes, I was, Jagger. The network is still amazing. Even if I stopped watching wrestling, I would keep the network.
Yeah, let me just fix something here. We're going to bring on our guest. 87-97. We are in the fourth quarter of the New York Knicks game. So that right up here. With that, I introduced the main active one in the chat, Jagger.
What's up?
Hey, Jagger.
Jagger.
What's up?
No, you were talking about the WWE Network, and yeah, I loved it. I had like a year pass, and it was great.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. They didn't just have the pay-per-views and stuff. They also had like behind the scenes and stuff like that, and it was great. I loved it.
Exactly. And they had their own exclusive TV shows and everything.
Yeah.
They had like the Stone podcast, stuff like that. It was amazing. And now it's still there. You can still use it. It's still there. It's just I don't know for how much longer because they are moving everything to Peacock. And they're taking out a lot of the good stuff like the Attitude Era, stuff like that. They're starting to cut out some stuff like that. And it's really bad. Oh, it's amazing to watch. I love watching the old matches and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't
But
gotten into wrestling. It's been a while. I guess I just haven't been interested in it. I mean,
I will,
ever since that Raw and SmackDown split up again, I thought that was I didn't really like it that much.
I will admit that is when they took their downturn. I
Hmm.
think for me, it was getting harder to watch when the pandemic started. With no crowd, pumped in crowd, it's not the same without a real crowd. If there is
Yeah,
one reason I still watch, was the crowds, because the crowds were always amazing at wrestling. I've been to one. I know you've been to. I remember you told me you went to one.
yeah.
Without the
I've
crowd,
been.
yeah, I haven't been watching Raw and SmackDown very much. Tonight I actually tuned in for a little bit, but without the crowds, yesterday, that's why I love WrestleMania this past weekend, because with the real crowd, it was great. It really was. Without fans, it's not the same.
If I had to
Now, Jagger,
if I had to pick a new league, like a wrestling league, I'd get into would be the new one. What is it called? Like Dean
AEW,
Ambrose's league.
yeah, AEW. It's
Yeah,
been really good. It's been they got a lot of the old stars that couldn't succeed in WWE for whatever reason. Dean Ambrose is there. You got now he's known as John Moxley. You got Chris Jericho's over there. There's a lot of great talent over there, and that's actually why they moved NXT off the network to USA so they can compete with them. And it was actually it was actually creating a good ratings war.
yeah. I definitely, if I were to get back into it, but I don't really think I will. The only really two sports I tune into is NFL and American Ninja Warrior. All of this stuff, the show,
Right.
the National Ninja League. Those are really the only two sports I really
Yeah.
tune into.
Well, I
So,
know you were here for the NFL stuff. Go ahead, Alex,
Yeah.
before I ask him.
well, I have 2 points
Alex?
or one question. What are they reviewing in the game?
I didn't see the play.
Okay.
Luca.
And the second one being, would you, as I said, I'm not a wrestling fan, so I can't truly understand. Would you compare some of that to what they're doing in terms of Thursday Night Football and moving it to Amazon in about 2 years?
Oh, they are? I haven't
Well,
heard
the
about
thing,
that. Wow.
yeah, they are.
So it's just gonna be
I
like
wouldn't.
exclusive to that?
Exclusive to that in about 2 years. Thursday
Yeah,
Night Football.
That's ridiculous.
yeah, it's
Uh
stupid. I wouldn't compare it to what WWE is doing just because WWE is competing with other wrestling leagues. It's not like the NFL is competing with anybody, so
yeah,
I
dude,
wouldn't quite relate it.
no one can hold a candle to NFL. It's by far the
No.
biggest thing out there. They're just being greedy. And then if people start pirating it, don't act surprised.
No,
That's
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That we can all, yeah, exactly. Now, Jagger, you were obviously here when we were having our discussion about the preseason and everything. What is your take on, cutting the preseason, possibly doing virtual OTAs and mini camps? What I want to hear what you guys think about it.
yeah, I will. 1 second.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
All right,
I agree,
so,
though.
all right,
That was funny.
You're talking about them cutting preseason,
Yeah.
the past season. I thought it was, they should have just did the same thing, just have no audience. I don't know why they even cut it. It definitely hurt some teams. It takes a while for some teams to get on their feet, and that's why I feel like the Giants honestly could have had a better season.
Yeah. First 4 weeks, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially
It took them a while to get themselves on their toes.
Yeah, especially
And
again.
you got hit right in the face right there.
Yeah, I saw that. Not from his mask off, especially when you have a new coach and a new coaching staff. Like they're talking. The problem is that they're still arguing about this stuff. The NFL and the NFLPA. Meanwhile, what is it? 1 to 2 weeks away, Luca? That you said they're supposed to have this OTA stuff.
Week, right? I
The
think
people the teams have new coaching staff and stuff. Tell me how that's supposed to work. There's literally the same thing with the MLB, and with the pay and stuff. Remember that, Sean? Literally, same thing, down to the wire, and we're going to delay this stuff because two sides cannot get along. Again, you're hurting the smaller players, and I really want to get something accomplished, right? Take one of the small players, put them on the podcast, and say, how do you feel the NFL's screwing you over?
It feels like MLB, honestly, last year when it came to like playing and not playing. It almost feels like it's starting to take part in the NFL now.
It's ridiculous. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we didn't have much crowds and this season in the NFL, I will be honest, it was a pretty entertaining season for the Giants at least.
Being absolutely.
Very funny season for the Steelers. Worst 11-0 team in history.
They proved that. I'm not gonna even try to defend them because all they did was prove everybody right. Normally I would defend them, but they proved everybody right this year. No, I will agree with Jagger though. It's a shame for the Giants because I feel like they could have taken some major strides towards being way better than they were, and I think even surpassing Washington in the division. Because if you think about it, most of their games that they lost was by what, one score, Alex? The only bad loss they really had was at least close games, I should say, not one score, but close games. The only bad one that they really had was that San Francisco game. If I'm, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember
Baltimore.
Yeah, it was the 49ers game and then a few games towards the end.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of really screwed over the Giants because they probably could have finished 9-7 maybe if you flipped some of them scripts.
I think they could have won the division. I definitely think they could have.
Oh, they would have easily won the division at that record. Even at 8-8, they would have won the division. Luca, I'll ask you.
Okay.
With the preseason not happening last year, do you think if there was a preseason that would have changed anything for the Jets, or do you think they still would have been same old Jets? 2-14 or whatever they went. I think it was 2-14. Yeah, it was. So do you think that no preseason hurt?
I mean, the freaking dumbass coaches use that excuse, but they didn't. They're stupid enough to. They're like, oh, we didn't have any preseason with the bad performances in the first couple of weeks, but they're so stupid they didn't realize that all 30 of the 31 teams didn't have preseasons either. But maybe there's another win in there. Maybe there's another close game. But you know what?
Saquon wouldn't have gotten hurt for the Giants. I'm saying that right now. Saquon would not have gotten hurt had the preseason happened. And it's not even he doesn't play in the preseason. Yeah, I get that argument. But training camp, they didn't put on the pads till mid-August. They would have
still 2 weeks before the season.
Too. They had training on Zoom in some teams.
Yeah.
I'm sure that definitely hurt some teams.
Yeah. All of them to start had training on Zoom and stuff like that. So that definitely hurt their off-season programs, and a lot of these teams, they started out just not good. And
the NFL that season, if COVID didn't happen, the season would have looked so much more different.
Oh yeah,
way more different.
Without a doubt.
It doesn't change the fact that they were from the beginning. How many years we've been talking about this? That they've been trying to get rid of the preseason. They've been trying to get rid of it for years.
Now I usually don't tune in the preseason, but it's still important. It's still important to have a preseason.
Exactly. See, he gets it at least. Jagger at least gets it. You don't have to be a fan of the preseason. Not a lot of people like the preseason. It's not the most exciting thing for an NFL fan, but it's important.
Yeah,
exactly. And he gets it. And I respect that. My thing with the Steelers is I truly believe if it wasn't for the no preseason, if they had a preseason, I don't think we would have seen the fall off. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible because it has happened plenty of times within the last 10 years, but I don't think we see the fall off that we see because I think they were getting sluggish, tired, especially, with them getting screwed over with the bye week and everything. They practically played 17 full weeks,
Yeah, I do have
So
respect for that. How many they won like so many games just without any bye week, just in a row, just keep going. I do give
and
them big respect for that.
that's the thing no one will talk about, and that's what bothers me. Is I'm not going to defend the Steelers because they did collapse. You got to work with what you're given, but you got to give credit where credit due, because again, they played 17 straight weeks. I mean, look at the Titans game. That got pushed back because they had a big outbreak. Look at the Ravens. They had to play on a Wednesday a week later because they couldn't get their game because of COVID. So you got to give credit where credit's due. And you already know it's not going to happen because everybody loves – I'm sorry. People love to hate the Steelers. And, it is what it is. It's kind of depressing.
I actually kind of like the Steelers because they're really funny. Because the dysfunction. What year was it with Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown? That's what made me actually like the Steelers a lot. 'Cause I love tuning into all their drama and Days of Our Steelers. That's what made me kind of like the Steelers. Because, you have Juju dancing on logos. I just love how it's, dysfunction. Not the most dysfunctional, not the Jets. But it's very funny. Funny dysfunction. Entertaining. They're really entertaining.
You know what it is now? Now that all they're gone, now everybody laughs at the fan base. Because in reality, it's almost like we're like Cowboys fans. Because it's almost like Super Bowl every year. We're winning the Super Bowl. We're winning the Super Bowl. I don't know why. I used to be that guy. I used to be that guy where every year I was like, oh, we're going to win the Super Bowl. And the problem is I've learned to grow up. Most Steelers fans, it feels like they haven't. And I'm not dissing Steelers fans. I still think they're the greatest fans in the world. The way they take over stadiums, stuff like that. But, there's one thing to take from Steelers fans is they sure know how to be toxic. Call me a fake fan, yeah. Steelers fans. Don't care. I still think you're the greatest fans in the world, but y'all are no different than Cowboys fans. Sorry, not sorry. They are Yankee fans are the same way.
Well, I think the Giants can be toxic because I feel like sometimes, some of the people I've talked to, they hate the Giants more than like the most teams. Giants, like some Giants fans hate the Giants more than
yeah, exactly.
And I'll tell you, and Alex, I know you know the reason, Jagger. I know you don't follow baseball, but the reason behind that, Alex, I know you'll agree with me. The Yankees have spoiled New York City because if you think about it, most Giants fans are Yankees fans, and the Yankees, for them, it's World Series or bust. So they kind of carry that over to the Giants, and that's where you get the toxicity from. So that's probably the reasoning behind that. I'm not dissing Giants fans, but
you're dissing Yankees fans.
Yeah. What I don't understand, the worst part is if you're a Yankees Giants fan. If you're of that culture, then I don't know what to tell you. Unless you're an understanding Nets fan. But
there aren't many.
There was one time going back to I believe either March or February. I want to say March, where Nick Sirianni had his first press conference. He's the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. And these Giant fans on Twitter coming out, why is Nick Sirianni being made fun of by the media? I'm like, dude, Philly fans could give a flying fuck about our fan base and us getting made fun of. Why are we feeling bad for them? That's like a Steelers fan.
Honestly.
It's like a Steelers fan, saying, well, why do we hate the Bengals?
Or a Steelers fan is like, oh, I'm so sorry, the Browns. I'm so sorry, Browns. You went 0-16.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. No, wait, nope, never mind. 2-2. Let's see.
I
got a score update for y'all. It looks like the Knicks will take this home. 111-96. The Knicks defeat the Lakers. The Knicks move to 28.
That's a big win right there. That's a big win. LeBron or no LeBron, that's a big win.
What's their record right now?
The Knicks are 28-27.
That's
good for the Knicks. Cause that's like if the Jets went 9-8, Jets fans would be walking down 42nd Street having a big ass parade.
Yeah. I hope the Jets make it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, sometime
Again,
soon, please.
that'd be amazing.
It has to be. It has
Giants
to.
fans showing sympathy for a Jets fan. That's the new one. I've never seen a Giants fan sympathize for
I will
Jets
never
fans.
show
You don't see that very
Because
often.
they are so bad. It's funny. Like it's like the Browns during when they went 1-15. The next year they went 0-16. It's like no one hated the Browns after that. They just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, until they got a bunch of good players, then it became more toxic than Cowboys fans for
Oh,
a
yeah.
year.
You're coming in obviously with the jokes. What's the difference between the Eagles losers fans and a large pepperoni pizza? A large pie can feed a family of 4.
That's funny.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
This one because it's going to be the bottom of the 9th. Not going to be.
Yeah.
So what do
See
you
if we
think?
get our first double win of the year.
Yeah.
What do you think the Steelers are looking like right now? How do you think they're doing?
They regressed.
Mhm.
They do have the toughest schedule on the year. Alex, do you mind pulling that up? Their opponents for next year?
Sure.
Because they have the toughest schedule in the league. We got to go to Kansas City. I think we got to go to Kansas City. Got to go to Green Bay. Got to go to Buffalo. Obviously, got to go to our division games at Cleveland, at Baltimore. That's going to be tough. We're welcoming Seattle to Pittsburgh now. It's not going to be easy for them next year. I think they'll bounce back from this year, but it's tough to see how far they go because, again, they have the toughest schedule in the league next year. Alex will pull that up, when he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be easy.
It's going to be a miracle if you guys do make it to the playoffs because you have a really hard division with the Ravens and Browns.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be
and I agree. It's going to be a dogfight for that division, and I like that it's going to be like that. I don't want it to be easy. I mean, I'm not a casual fan.
Like the NFC East.
You're the opponents.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Baltimore. We're welcoming Chicago. Chicago's always had our number. Even when they're bad, they beat us. Yeah, but remember, they were in 2017 and they still beat us with Mike Glennon. Yeah, we're actually 24. We're 7-24 all time against the Bears. So I'm not even going to guarantee that a win.
Well, I will be honest. I'm pretty sure your pass rush can handle Andy Dalton.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean.
Oh yeah. We've had his number forever. You got Cleveland, which is obviously going to be a dogfight, especially now that there's a rivalry built there. At Green Bay, it depends on what time of year it is they play because obviously Green Bay is going to be tough regardless.
Yeah, it's going to be tough regardless.
And looking at the last time they went to Green Bay, that was 2013. They had to play in the snow in a Week 16 game. Now, given the Steelers won that game, but Aaron Rodgers also didn't play that game. But at Green Bay, time of the year I think is really gonna affect that game too. Detroit will be welcoming them in.
Yeah, at least you get to play Detroit.
Yeah. Kansas City, that's another tough one. At Kansas City, if that's a full capacity crowd, that's gonna be an electric atmosphere, and that's gonna be tough. Yeah. At the Chargers, that's a home. That's another home game. The Raiders, they've obviously had our number over the years.
In an unbiased opinion, I feel like the Chargers have a good chance of beating you. Not biased, but I feel like if they have the offensive line build up, I think it's just.
You look at our West. If you look at our West Coast struggles, I won't disagree. How do you drop that?
Come on,
freaking Talkman. No, if you look at our West Coast struggles, I won't disagree with that. The Raiders, they've always given us a hard time.
Yeah, I think the Raiders. I think the Raiders could be really good this year. I think they could be like a like someone who might even upset a lot of people and maybe even go like 11-5. I totally see that.
I think them and the Cardinals are almost alike. I'm sorry. But the Cardinals are such a fake team. Everybody overhypes them for the same goddamn reason. Oh, we signed AJ Green. Yeah, AJ Green is cooked. He's burnt toast. Oh, who's bragging about that?
Yeah.
He's burnt toast. And then JJ
They
Watt.
honestly kind of remind me.
I respect the player, but $17 million a year?
They kind of remind me of the Cincinnati Reds almost, where they got some talent, and then they just kind of went out and started getting people. Like the Reds got Bauer, then they got, Yasiel Puig, and look at how they turned out. So I see where you're coming from.
Because
I see where you're coming from.
In that one game in the it was a Sunday night football game in Arizona that they ended up winning against the Seattle Seahawks. I honestly thought there was a lot of questionable decisions towards the end of the game that Cliff Kingsbury made. I didn't watch the whole game, but towards the end towards the back end going to overtime, I thought he made a lot of questionable decisions. He's the $40. So, I'm like, well, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
40 seconds left. So that's one of the teams that
he cracked under pressure. He cracked under the pressure, against the Rams, and it'll be interesting to see now.
If I'm not mistaken, they lost to John Wolford, right? Which was the backup in Week 17.
Yeah.
And people
the Cardinals fans are going to say,
"Shut up, stop with that."
Cardinals fans are going to say, Kyler got hurt that game. Sure, Kyler got hurt that game, but where was your defense? They couldn't come up with
their
the play.
defense can be unreliable.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
One of the worst. No, I wouldn't say worst, but they had Richard Sherman on the market, but no, you're going to go out and sign Malcolm Butler.
I mean, I do think the Cardinals have a really good offense, but they're like a glass cannon, They can, score amazing points, but if you have a terrible defense, you're not able to hold that lead.
Someone made a point to
exactly.
me. Someone made a point to me. Let me take this down because I don't think we need it anymore. Someone made a point to me. Oh, wait, hold on.
Real quick, just to cap off that Steelers thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just say, Tennessee, we've had their number over the last couple of years. I think we can win that. At Minnesota, this is actually the first time they'll be in Minnesota in 16 years, I want to say, because the last time we were supposed to go to Minnesota, they played in London. So if Kirk Cousins looks like his usual self, I think that's a win. Versus Seattle, that's another team that's had our number over the last two matchups. That'll be another good one. But with their offensive line, I can see Russell Wilson begging, to get out of there. We'll see what we'll see what happens with the Steelers.
I'm back.
All right.
What's up?
We'll see what happens after the draft. That's all I'll say. I won't make any true predictions until I see what it's like after the draft.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? What was the point I was trying to make on? Now I forget. Yeah, basically. Something with the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, we're saying how they're like a glass cannon.
I mean, the fake team. Oh, we're in a tough division. Yeah, how many other teams are in tough divisions? Not the only one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we're in a tough division, actually.
Tough division.
Yeah. tough for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
all the wrong reasons.
Let me see what's happening.
Now, Jagger, I'll ask you. I obviously know how Alex feels about the Giants. How do you think the Giants are going to look? Alex, I don't know if you want to pull up the Giants schedule so we can kind of get an idea as to who you'll be looking at this year, but how do you see the Giants looking going into 2021? It doesn't have to be like anything in depth, but
I just want to tell you real quick. I'm really good at putting all of my biases aside for predictions. That's why I had really good predictions last year. I predicted the Green Bay's record 100%. I got their entire schedule 100% correct. I'm really good at putting my biases away, but so this is what I'm thinking. It's still really early, but for now, I really like that we got Galladay. I'm really this is what we look what it looks like right now. I do think Washington can beat us again.
City.
And I think Giants and Cowboys are going to have a very similar record.
At Kansas City, that's going to be and at Tampa Bay, that's going to be
so I think. Okay, so we're playing the Dolphins for the extra week.
Yeah, that's.
I like the Giants' home schedule. Their home schedule, I don't like to use the word easy, but the Yankees win. Chapman ends it. Yeah, I like their home schedule. I think there's a lot of I can see a lot of wins coming out of that home stretch. My thing with the away stretch at Kansas City. Yeah, at Kansas City. I don't even want to imagine the spread for that game.
So let's walk through this actually. All right, so Falcons and Panthers, I think we can beat them.
Yes.
I think we can definitely beat them. I think Sam Darnold. I think Sam Darnold should be a bit better. Yeah. All right, Raiders. I think the Raiders could be the Giants. I'll be honest.
I don't think so.
I'd actually give the Giants that one.
Resurrected
Broncos.
I think John is an example of that.
I hope we kick the Broncos' ass because my dad used to be a big Giants fan, and now he's starting to shift into a Broncos fan. Like I'm a big Giants fan because my dad, raised me to be a Giants fan, but he's starting to turn into a Broncos fan. So I hope we destroy the Broncos. So yeah, I have that as a win. Okay.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with this one.
Yeah, I hope
Rams.
Rams is debatable, but I think we lose, to be honest.
I think they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFC. We definitely beat the Cowboys.
Dallas at home, Philly at home, Washington.
Dallas is I think more interesting than I think people realize because it's going to be interesting to see what Dak we get back if he's indeed back by next year, which we honestly have no idea. It'll be interesting to see. It's so hard to predict the Cowboys because we have no idea what their quarterback situation is going to be like. Alex, I do get your point too of even when they struggled, but
I think we should expect. I don't know that's going to happen because it's the Giants that we sweep the Eagles. We should expect that.
Mm-hmm.
Jagger, I'll say this: if the Giants sweep the Eagles, there's gonna be all hell breaking loose where we live.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna say that.
Majority of my friends are like Eagles fans, so it's definitely really funny. Just
the general area is Eagles everywhere. Eagles. So Giants sweep them. You're gonna expect a lot. It's gonna be a salt mining operation up here.
Yeah. Well, I think we do sweep them. I'll be honest. I do.
I think they should.
I think they're going to tank.
I do.
Yeah.
I gotta say something. I gotta say something. For once, I think we can actually beat the Eagles. Off Giants topic.
It's in New York. It is possible. I did ask my Eagles friend about that. He still thinks the Eagles win with ease. He still thinks they win with ease. He thinks Hurts throws all over them.
Yeah, okay. It's just because Daniel Jones gets a lot of unnecessary hate. I think that's why everyone thinks that they're gonna sweep the Giants. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Okay.
I will mention this though. We cannot sleep on the fact that Philly's cap situation is bad now because just like the Steelers, they'll have some of the most cap in the league next year. So I wouldn't gamble on them blowing it up just because their cap situation is going to look a lot better next year, just like the Steelers. So I'm not at first I thought they would blow it up, but now I'm not so sure. It's a little bit harder to say.
Let's move on to Washington.
They have 12 draft picks this year, and they got a lot of old contracts, and they have a young quarterback. So why don't you blow it up, in my opinion?
Well, I can get behind them getting rid of those big contracts, and then it could almost be like a Dolphins situation where they blow it up this year, look like garbage this year, and then next year come out and look as good as they were back in 2017 or whatever.
All right, well, Washington.
I get that.
So Washington, I think Washington is going to be pretty good this year. So this could be difficult. But it is at home. And do you know if we're going to be getting an audience?
As of now, the NFL intends to have full capacity. As of now, though, if they decide to play the season today, Luca, correct me if I'm wrong, but New Jersey's governor said 25% at their sporting events in New Jersey.
I think it was less than that.
I would say 20. Well, also, I got a thing. So, I know you guys are going through Giants schedule right now. I sent you a baseball tweet, both of you, Sean and Alex. Don't look at it. Just present it. Just share the screen, and we'll all look at it together and how funny it is. Oh, God.
We'll look at that once we're done here.
All right. Once we're done.
I'm going to step away for a quick sec, so I'll continue.
Okay.
All right.
Giants schedule goes.
We're on Washington right now.
Washington, I think we win at home, they win away.
Yeah, okay.
Kansas City loss. Chargers, I honestly.
Yeah, I don't care. Hold on. I don't care how optimistic you are that we're not beating the Chargers. Not the Chargers, the Chiefs.
No, I'm not. We're not beating the Chiefs. I mean,
yeah,
that's just there. Chargers, I think up in the air in my opinion.
I think they win. I'll say they
beat
win.
us by a slim, in my opinion.
Yes, it will be a very entertaining game.
Buccaneers, I think that's a loss. Saints,
I think we could beat them. We could. I hope we do. Just
Bucks?
one last time, beat Tom Brady.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
Out of my mind, I would like to. Saints, I honestly think we could beat. Maybe.
Yeah. They're not going to be as good.
They're basically depleted. They got a lot of. I don't know who their quarterback's going to be, but it's going to be again interesting. But
Jameis
as of right now. Dolphins, I think it's going to be close because we're two similar teams, and I think we could, but it could also go their way.
It is a way. I'll just say the Dolphins
for right now.
Yes.
Bears, I think we beat them.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be
too good. Years in a row, but this time they're not that good. They're not.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys away, we lose, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think we beat them, and then Washington we lose. So
yeah, I think we sweep the Eagles.
One last question then before we get to the Lucas thing about the Giants schedule. If there is one trap game that worries you on the Giants schedule, who is it and why? I'll start. Trap game for me, Chicago. And the only reason I say that is because they always seem to give you guys a hard time. So if I were to pick a trap game, I would probably say the Bears or the Chargers. It depends on. I can't speak for the Chargers. I don't know how they'll look. But I'll say the Bears would probably be your trap game, or even the Eagles. I would say if the Eagles look bad next year, that could be a trap game. Actually, I'll change that. I'm going to say Philly because I think Philly's going to look like garbage.
2018, 2019. Wait, hold on. 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021. Those are the 4 years in a row we're going to be facing the Bears. Face the AFC North NFC North next year. 5 years in a row. Now you go back to the Buccaneers. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, now 2021. Another 5-year span for the Buccaneers. So, trap game, I'm going to say the Panthers could be interesting, the Saints could be interesting, and the Dolphins.
I think
I don't consider the Dolphins a trap game, though. I don't.
Because the Dolphins are a good team. Yeah, Dolphins are a good team. I'm talking like that team that's bad, but could surprise. Like, just for whatever reason, like, you have a day where, like, let's say the Steelers go out to, like, to play the Jets, and the Jets somehow look like or you can look at last year's schedule, the Steelers and the Cowboys that game. I'm talking like a situation like that where your team looks good, but for whatever reason, you play this really crappy team, and you just look really bad.
I have two: Bears or Raiders. Those are
Raiders,
my.
I
Those are
feel,
my
for
two.
some reason, would give us trouble.
I think
agree with that.
it's a trap. So I think they might be able to pull one on, but I don't know. I really have to see what the Raiders do for the draft. That's my main thing. So I really don't know now.
Yeah, and they lost some alignment.
They're just
But
basing
the
off
Bears,
of
I'll say
current.
the Bears.
Yeah. But I think my expectation before I hand it down to Jagger and we get to the tweet, because there's a couple of ways I want to do the rest of the show. What was I going to say? I believe what are we 17 games between 9 and 11 wins. Sorry, it's bold, but you know what? This team needs to improve.
Yeah, probably something around that.
With the current roster, hold on. I'll say between 8 to 10 wins.
Okay.
8 to 10 wins. I feel like that's fair.
Something around that.
Fair enough. This tweet.
I think they'll just miss the playoffs, like be eighth seed or something.
No, because I think I'm gonna have the Giants win the division. I just feel like Washington's gonna have a harder schedule because remember they won the division, so they have tougher opponents. So I'd probably actually give the division to New York, or if Dak looks like himself, maybe Dallas. It's hard to say. It's obviously way too soon to even be thinking about it. But
all right, let's see this. I don't know what Lucas sent us, but let's go ahead and play
I hope we don't get copyrighted for this.
What the hell?
What the heck? How? Guys, if we get copyrighted, enjoy this while you can. This is amazing.
This is Twitter, though. You're not going to get copyrighted.
But you're showing an MLB broadcast. That's amazing. The fact that you can overthrow it that badly.
That doesn't make a lot of sense. So
Craig could throw it better.
I do want to
Jagger, with context with that, Craig actually joined Alex Luca because we were all on vacation one week. And Craig came up with me in New York. We played with their baseball team, and Craig had no clue what he was doing.
It was horrible. It was horrible. I do want to go.
I got an interesting stat for you.
Oh, God. Here we go.
So, Alex, you know who Jeremy Cohen is, right?
Yeah.
He hosts a podcast with Jonathan Macri, Knicks Film School. So, Jeremy Cohen tweets, pull it up. It would appear after 5 minutes of searching, the Knicks and Yankees have not both won games in consecutive days since April 18th to 19th, 1997.
Interesting. All right, so here's the way I want to lead out the rest of the show because we've been going 2 hours.
I just got one more topic, too. One more topic I just want to bring up. I know you wanted to bring up. I don't even know if you might be alluding to it already. About Edelman.
That's all right.
Is that one of them?
About this. We'll talk about the
Yankees
game. I just want to quickly talk about the Yankees game the last few days real quickly. Then we'll go into Edelman. Then we'll go into the mock draft. That's how I want to kind of finish off the night. So, Sean, I'll let you start off with the Yankees thing. Luca, you could do both the Knicks and the Yankees, then I'll finish off, and then obviously we'll switch to Julian Edelman.
Tonight, Higashioka carried the offense. Happy for Higashioka. He's starting to become the Blue Jays' dad. Had a nice game tonight. Pitching was good. I'm not going to complain. A couple rough spots, but that's going to happen. All in all, I say solid pitching performance. Hitting, again, could be better, but a win's a win. I'll take it. Yankees are back at 500 at 5-5. We'll take on Toronto again tomorrow at 7:07. So all in all, a win's a win, and I will take it.
Luca?
Well, I'm going to recap the Knicks game first because I saw more of that than I did the Yankees. Very important win tonight. The Knicks won 111-96. They moved to 28-27 on the season. They will be facing the Pelicans on Wednesday in New Orleans. And Somehow the Knicks beat this squad with less talent than the Nets. The Nets on Saturday got blown out by the Lakers with Kyrie.
Does that make us better than the Nets then? Question mark? I'd say yes.
All
right.
Finish, or you want me to just go ahead?
You can go ahead.
All right. So for the Yankees, I kept track on both games. So I was streaming on one. Obviously, good win for the Knicks. Important win. Obviously, back up to above 500. And then with the Yankees, good pitching all around. And obviously, Higashioka carried the offense. Other than that, not a bad game. All right. So let me pull up a banner, which relates to Julian Edelman's retirement. And this is the posing question now. Here is the posing question. Is Julian Edelman a Hall of Famer? I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I'll go to Sean.
All right, so we're going around.
I'll go to Luca.
Okay. I say no. And here's why. I'm going to sound like a baseball fanboy, but understand where I'm coming from. PEDs is my reasoning. If guys like Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez, Roger Clemens, I think, is in that boat. If they can't get into the Hall of Fame because of PEDs, why should Edelman? What makes him any different? I get it. He's had a great career, but so did Alex Rodriguez. Did Alex Rodriguez get into the Hall of Fame? No. So why should Edelman? I get it. It's two different sports, but why should Edelman be in the Hall of Fame if he, literally took performance-enhancing drugs to make himself better? I'm sorry. I'm not. I respect the career this guy's had with New England, but I'm not on that boat. I'm just not. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I don't think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but that's just me, Again, I know I'm going to sound like a baseball fanboy for this, but I truly believe that. I actually, somebody made that point, and I really agree with it. I don't remember. I think it was on the Michael K show, if I remember correctly, but I can't confirm because that was a couple years ago when they were discussing it. But no, I'm not. I don't think Julian Edelman's a Hall of Famer. Sorry.
Jagger?
I'm not really sure. Hold on. I'm not 100% sure who Edelman is.
Number 11.
He was Brady's number one receiver.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Okay. How many Super Bowls does he have?
Alex, pull up his stats. Yeah. That might make it a little bit easier.
Yeah. I know who he is now. I Googled him, I remember.
Yeah, pull up his stats. That might make it a little bit easier.
Yes.
Right, so this is the basic one. Touchdowns, Super Bowls, MVPs, whatever.
Okay. So he did win Super Bowl MVP in 2018. At least I remember. Okay, so here are his stats. If you could see it.
That might be a little tough.
Yeah, that's a little blurry. But
I know there was somewhere that.
Okay, so I'll read him out.
I know the website. I'll just look him up real quick.
Okay. In 2013, 2016, 2019. Most touchdowns he's ever had in the season, 7, and that's in 2015. He won Super Bowl MVP once. That means he's won, I want to say, 3 rings. Let's see. Going back to 2014, that's 1. 2016, 2018, that's 3 rings.
Yeah, 3.
Personally, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. PEDs is one thing. I just don't think he's done enough in his career. In my opinion, you could say, oh, he's a Hall of Famer because of this, that. I don't think he's done enough. Let me see how many Pro Bowls he's made. I can scroll down. Well, it's not going to tell me, which is beautiful.
I don't know. Look at it.
I don't think it says he was never selected to a Pro Bowl.
He's never been to a Pro Bowl? Okay, so wow, Evan Ingram has more Pro Bowls than Julian
Yeah,
Edelman.
Don't remind me.
You said he's taken performance enhancing drugs, right?
Yeah.
Steroids.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
he deserves it because of that. That's really
He's
shady.
never made a Pro Bowl.
He was a 7th-round pick who worked his way up through the system. So again, I'll give him his credit. He made it, to the top. I just with the PEDs, that's my issue.
If he never took any performance enhancing drugs, I will say he's willing. I'm willing to let him be a Hall of Famer. But because of that, people are supposed to look up to Hall of Famers, supposed to be idols. I don't. He's not like someone you should, set an example for.
No.
I'll say no. I'll say no because of that.
I just don't think he's done a lot in his. Yeah, sure, 300,000-yard seasons. I may sound like a geek, but I just don't think he's done enough other than that. Luca, what do you say?
He had a hard time staying on the field too. He was always injured.
I really don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he's incredibly overrated as a receiver. I mean, he had some awesome performances in the playoffs, but that was pretty much it. And Sean mentioned PEDs, but I just think he's incredibly overrated.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
We're all going to get along. If this were like a national thing, we would all get hate. Could you imagine the hate we would get?
Now, real quick, I don't think we should spend much time on this topic, but you think Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's
the 2 MVPs, but it is the reasoning behind it for me.
Yeah.
Jagger, I'll ask you this, because you did say earlier you're good at putting your bias aside. Some people have said that, Eli's better than Big Ben.
I know.
What do you think?
I don't think Eli is better than Big Ben. I'm willing to say that. I am willing to say that. Because his recent, I don't think it's even completely because of Eli Manning. It's the offensive line hasn't been good in a while.
He was around him in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that. Eli Manning didn't have a great team around him. Big Ben usually has a really good team around him, but I think I'm willing to say that Big Ben is better. How many MVPs he has? 2, right?
In the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, Eli has more than Ben. Ben never. I don't think he ever got a MVP. Personally, for me, I don't think Eli. I feel like I don't know with the MVPs. I don't know if Eli really. Sorry to say this, I feel like there were more worthy players.
I think they are popularity contests. I'll be honest. I think they're popularity.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%.
It's they never put any factual stuff into actual.
Yeah, as TJ Watt had this year.
But I do think Eli Manning deserved at least the one of them.
Yeah, I will say that as far as Big Ben versus Eli, I'll keep it simple. My thing with Eli is, obviously over the recent years, Ben has become the interception king, but I know Eli was always famous for that. For me, it also comes down to pocket presence. Ben was always able to make those plays out of the pocket, and it feels like Eli was never able to quite accomplish that. Now you can, people are going to come at me and say, well, he did that in the Super Bowl against the Patriots in 2008, but that's one play. Ben's done that his whole career. So that's my thing.
I will. This is what I'm about to say about Eli Manning. He is good when it counts.
Yes.
He is amazing when he's like under pressure. When there's a big stage around him, he's amazing. I think he does great.
100%.
But I think that towards the end of the year, end of his years, it wasn't that good. I mean, Ben, has he ever been sat? I don't think he's ever been sat, right?
Benched?
No.
Benched, yeah, that's what I meant.
No.
Benched.
He started his career on the bench until the quarterback got hurt. Then he came in, and that's when the dream 15-1 season happened in 2004. I will say this: if there's one reason to love Eli Manning, love him or hate him, he owns Tom Brady, and that's all we need. So if there's a reason to be
Can you imagine how much more terrible Patriots fans would be if the Giants didn't beat them twice?
I'll say this. The reason that I know a lot of Giants fans, and this is just based off of my family because I know most of them are Giants fans, they keep rooting for Eli. They keep rooting for Brady because they know Eli owns him. And even Brady said he can't accept the fact that he could not beat Eli. He said that. He said that on Twitter, right?
Yeah, he said he never got over
it. Yeah, exactly. So, he lives rent-free in his head.
He lost to a very inconsistent quarterback.
Well, if you watch Urinating Tree, you could say he lost to the Derp. The Derp Master won 2 Super Bowls. He derped his way to 2 Super Bowls with 9-7 records.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Jets couldn't get him 10-6 in 2015.
Yeah. I mean, before we go into our final topic, the Giants missed the playoffs in 2010 with the 10-6 record, but they made the Super Bowl the next year with the 9-7 record.
Yeah, exactly.
So, final thing on this show, and obviously for some backup commentary, we'll keep Jagger and Sean. This is the mock draft. It's going to be 7 rounds. Me and Luca will be controlling it.
I thought Sean would be in on this. Yeah, obviously not.
I don't. No, I'll spectate.
All right.
I haven't.
So Luca,
up with.
It's going to be Jets Giants. So this is 6. Actually, no. Let me make it 7 rounds. Get this here. It's 7 rounds. Giants don't have a 7th round pick, so that's kind of why I automatically did 6. But all right, Luca, who you're picking at 2?
Zach Wilson.
I think that was kind of obvious. So
yeah,
the Giants.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
It's like a.
I guess the Bengals want Joe Burrow to die, so they didn't pick an offensive lineman.
So are you rejecting all trade offers?
Only if it's realistic. And
okay.
That's the only time I'll take a trade. But for this one, I'm going to take Rashawn Slater because I think I don't know why random people added me on Snapchat, but a couple of good options here for the Giants.
Might be bots.
What?
I've been having issues with bots on Snap, so that might be what it is. I've had a couple in the last.
Lineman out of Northwestern, Kyle Pitts, a tight end out of Florida. These are all exciting options, and I'm looking for offense here, but I'm also looking for positional value. Giants finish up the offensive line, and they put Rashawn Slater in the interior. The next pick is the Jets. They will have that and about the 23rd pick. I want to see who the Steelers select after that.
I still want Najee Harris.
You want to
reject it?
All right.
That too. And again,
all these trades suck.
Yeah, honestly. Look at interior offensive line.
Okay. Let me see. Let me give you offensive tackles. Tevin Jenkins and Leatherwood could move into
We don't need offensive tackles.
No. I know, but I'm saying Tevin Jenkins and Leatherwood could move into the inside as guards in the NFL, but offensive guards here are your options.
Check what's up on edge.
Osai is a 3-4 linebacker. So
he doesn't fit the system, so
no.
I'm going to go with Jalen Phillips.
All right, interesting. I don't know if he fits the system. So the Steelers traded with the Lions.
That wouldn't happen. They would not do that.
Yeah. No, that's a stupid trade. Would you get this one, though?
No.
Okay. No. Okay, so here we are again. You took, who is it?
I
Jalen
took,
Phillips.
yeah. All right. Some people may not like this. I'm going to go with Creed Humphrey.
I mean, he's a lefty center, so you could move him to guard, but interesting to say the least. Finally, the Bengals get offensive line help, so they don't get charged with the manslaughter of Joe Burrow. These trades suck. I'm not trading with the Steelers. Fuck you, Sean. Steelers do get a cornerback that I really like in Afitu Melifanu out of Syracuse.
Just to replace, I guess he would replace Steven Nelson.
Yeah.
I just don't think we really need to because we got really good depth at corner. So I don't understand why it wouldn't be like an offensive lineman or something.
Who did Who did the Steelers pick with their 24th overall?
They traded it to the Lions,
which wouldn't happen. We don't trade very often. We stick with what we got. The only time I know we've traded in recent memory was for that pick to get Devin Bush during the draft, and other than that, it was the Minka trade.
All right,
where we gave up our pick rounder.
Giants will take Terrace Marshall out of LSU. The Giants could add another good wide receiver to the core. So let's see the Steelers get.
Would you consider drafting a tight end, or are you just gonna stick with Ingram?
For me personally, and the Steelers did another trade with the freaking Saints. It just doesn't happen. They got.
This doesn't make any sense. I don't like this. Making Kevin Colbert look like an idiot.
What was I gonna say? I forgot the last thing I was gonna say. But I would have selected Freiermuth out of Penn State or Pitts at 11 if I was trading Evan Ingram, and I would trade Evan Ingram, but the Giants are not going to do that. Luca, you're
don't disrespect a Pro Bowler.
Shut up.
I'll be disrespecting the Pro Bowler.
Take a look at the cornerback position. I want to see what's there.
You have Elijah Molden, who is a bit smaller. You have, in my opinion, I'm not going to tell you how to go, but there's not really many corners worth this pick. In my opinion, you take that as you will.
What about who's the guy Cox from LSU?
Jabril Cox, he already got picked.
Shit. See what wide receiver's all about, or running back.
Here's your wide receiver. Here's your running back.
Definitely could use a new running back.
I agree. I'm going to go with Tyson Campbell, corner.
Interesting to say the least. I don't like him, but that doesn't mean you can't. Giants have 75, actually 76. So we're going down to this one, and let's see who we got on the board. I'm not trading with Green Bay. That's a stupid trade. I'm not trading with Texans. No. So
Hold on a second. Why would the Panthers get Eichenberg?
Their offensive line needs a bit of retooling.
But they have Taylor Moton and Greg Little.
This is PFN. It's kind of stupid. Nick Bolton made it all the way up here, so that's intriguing. Could select Quentin Miners, but that's, we already selected an O-lineman. I'm going to take Nick Bolton. So, and here the Jets have another third-round pick. See if they get any trade offers. The Lions, no, stupid.
No.
All right.
Third round. Gotta think of what needs we have. Alex, is Cameron McGrone still available?
I believe he is.
What would you say his value's at? Fourth round?
Fourth round, but also here is pretty good.
Check running back.
Fucking again with the running back.
Might be a reach, but I'm going with Trey Sermon.
Thought around more fourth round value would be successful there. So I don't know where the Steelers are at on this board, but they probably have limited draft picks.
They threw it.
Chances
They
are try and trade it.
They just selected a defensive tackle.
Yeah, this site's officially dumb.
Is there a way to disable trades?
Literally just re-signed Chris Wormley, but let's go out and draft a defensive tackle because that makes sense.
All right. So I'm going wide receiver here.
Okay.
Kind of weird, but I don't give a fuck. Seth Williams out of Auburn.
In my opinion, might be a reach, but that's also a good value, kind of. Right,
Why would the Bengals take Davis Mills?
Ryan Finley, number 2. Yeah, so I selected Nick Bolton. I think at this point you just take for whatever. I'm gonna say let's add another linebacker in Cam McGrone. So at this point it just gets to. Let's see. The Steelers trade this upcoming pick.
Probably.
Another defensive tackle. Trask.
Oh my God! They took Kyle Trask. They took another linebacker.
Alex, where did you find this site exactly?
It's used as mock drafts all the time.
Browns fans runs the site.
Yeah.
What are the options at linebacker?
Tony Fields is one.
Steelers took them all.
Fuck. Tackle, edge, no. Quarterback, no. See what other positions are on offense. Running back, no. Tight end, no. I'm gonna go linebacker here. I'm taking Tony Fields.
Okay. Oh wait, the Steelers are coming up again.
I'll take Gibson, say defensive lineman. No, better yet, they'll draft they'll draft a wide receiver.
They're making Kane's team. It's just all going to be linebackers.
Reject. All right. How many picks do I have left?
You have. I want to see 3 left.
Who did Pittsburgh take? It's hard to see.
We have to full screen it, if you can. They selected Afitu Melifonwu, corner, wide receiver, offensive guard, defensive tackle, quarterback, linebacker, and linebacker.
Who's the quarterback?
Quarterback is big need, Sean.
Who's the quarterback?
Kyle Trask.
It's hard to see it.
I mean, come on, Sean. You can be your replacement for Big Ben.
I'll take Ian Book over him.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I disagree. Oh my God.
Always take a kicker.
Tight end. Look at tight end. Let's see what we have a tight end. Any tight end. Tight end.
I think they should draft Jagger at tight end. They should draft you at tight end.
Yeah.
Jagger, you can be a Jet for life.
Give me another offensive guard.
5'3" tight end.
I'm gonna go with David Moore.
I'm sure they've drafted worse people though.
Probably.
I hope the Steelers come back up again.
Just ask any Jet player ever.
Come on, Steelers, please come back up again. I want to see Sean's raving disappointment. Watch him draft the running back.
They should have done that in the first round.
I don't see anything wrong with a 5th-round running back.
All right, here you go.
How many picks do I have left?
You have 2. And the Jets are still going to go 5-12.
Fuck you. They're going to go 7-10.
No, they're going 1-16.
I want to see what Edge is all about. Go back. Can I see cornerback? Where was that tight end? Trey McKitty.
Out of Georgia. Good pick. Good pick.
Come on, Steelers.
Giants are up at 196.
Backer. Not enough linebackers.
Not enough linebackers. Right. So the Giants have selected 2 linebackers, wide receiver. So let's, you know what, corners will be there. Let's take Sage Surratt, and then we'll probably end up taking a corner. All right, I'm not trading with you. I don't want any more picks. Take Kerry Vincent at LSU. Come on, Steelers. Got to come up here somewhere. Draft like I don't know, friggin' punter. Here we are, 216. Go on.
That actually wouldn't be a horrible idea considering Jordan Berry's not exactly.
Semi Fehoko out of Stanford. Sean, are you disappointed yet?
Alex, I was disappointed after the very first pick.
Jets on the board.
I'm taking a kicker here.
Of course you would.
I'm taking Evan
Yeah,
McPherson.
Imagine if the Jets took a kicker with the 2nd overall pick.
Everyone would piss their pants laughing.
Well, wasn't there one year where they actually did take a kicker in the first round?
Second
that the
round,
Ravens?
2006.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so it wasn't. It's okay.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Running back.
Running back?
Ben Mason.
We got enough running back. We got enough depth.
Here we go. Kicker.
Okay, that's where.
Alex, you should send me the draft results so I can share on my Jets Twitter.
Oh my god, a kicker.
Alex,
Does
you
Chris Boswell not exist? He.
Alex,
What?
can you screenshot or send me the results?
That's what I'm doing. So, Sean, are you happy with your new kicker?
Hey, you can always
At
put
that
him on.
point, I would stop. At that point, I'd stop watching football.
Put him on the practice squad. What's the rush?
All right. Okay, so that pretty much wraps this show up. Jagger, any final words?
I can never have too many linebackers.
We have too many linebackers.
There are
Right.
so many linebackers.
I hope that's the actual draft. To be honest, because the Giants, didn't do too bad, and then and then the Steelers. No, but it's been fun. I'll try and be on again.
Oh yeah, please.
So yeah, that's really it.
Peace out, Jagger.
See ya.
See ya.
Have a good night.
All right, so let's wrap it up from here. I'll give Sean, Luca, then myself.
Another fun stream. I like being able to talk about OTAs and all that stuff because, as Alex mentioned earlier, nobody talks about that, and it's really frustrating that's like one of the most overlooked things in all of sports. Really, it's not even just NFL. You got MLB, NBA, NHL, whatever sport you want to bring up. It's sad, and I really wish more people would get into that. So that's why I really enjoyed talking about that. And again, I want to hear people's opinions on that. It's not too late. Still got comments, whatever. But other than that, again, another fun stream. We got a double win tonight, Yankees and Knicks. So all in all, it was a very good night.
Luca.
Good day today. As my cat just walks by. Good day today. Yankees win, Knicks win. Important win for the Knicks. They're up above 500 again. Great performance from Julius Randle. Good performance from Elfrid Payton.
That's his arm.
And the Yankees did well. Garrett Cole pitching well. Kyle Higashioka carrying the offense. I don't know what's more to say. I like both my teams winning.
Finish up this episode, guys. Once again, thank you guys for hanging out. Ring the notification bell so you're notified when a video drops or a live stream pops. Great episode once again, having Jagger on. Obviously, for some of you that know, he is a childhood friend of ours. And, we don't get to talk to him a lot, but when we do, it's obviously an exciting time. I enjoy having these two idiots on. I'm going to make sure that these two idiots remind me to come out with a video this week about the NFLPA, the NFL thing, because I really don't think it's talked about. Just like Sean and Mark on it, it's not talked about. And the fact that, it just lays under the radar and a lot of people don't care about it, while other people just make clickbait content and decide to do nothing with it. It creates a topic to talk about, and you don't need to do a mock draft. You can just talk about that and display your opinion, but I really think it's underlooked, and I really want to get a player on my channel just to talk about how important that is. But as far as stuff coming up, I might have an actual first-round mock draft for just NFL. I'm not going to do a 7-round one because I don't even know all the prospects, but expect maybe a first-round mock before either next week or the week after. Next week on this podcast, Monday night, 8:10 p.m., Patrick Hennessy of Unhinged New York. That website, if you guys haven't already checked him out, he's going to be coming on for about 40 minutes. And we're obviously going to be doing a load of stuff because the Yankees have an off day, the Knicks have an off day. So it's open discussion day, NFL, NBA, MLB. And then obviously on Saturday at some point, I'll be streaming live an episode of the Big Blue in the Bronx podcast where I'll be basically discussing my journey here on YouTube, a role that, some of these idiots played, as in Luca and Sean behind the scenes trying to, help me the best as possible as Sean looks at me very miserably. What has happened just basically over the past 12 months and, how it went from us streaming on Zoom to friggin' streaming on OBS to streaming on StreamYard and actually figuring it out, and obviously the 173 subscribers that come with it. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all you guys. Thank you. Have a good night. Peace out. Yankees and Knicks win. Couldn't be a better night. Thank you, everybody.